We are live. Hey guys, for those of you guys that are watching this live or you're watching a replay, um, I have never started a video off like this, but I've seen more and more comments, more and more views um, as I've done these lives. And so this is a call to action, it's an invite. It's the first one I've ever made. And the reason for that is because we are nearing the end of the year. For those of you guys that have been watching this and getting a lot of value from these, I've been running this in Marketing Chico, this program for about 7 years now. And I'm doing these calls. I really enjoy them. But we're pretty much doing them until the end of this year. So we're taking maybe another cohort of people that want to receive help in terms of growing their agency, right? So helping you build a sales funnel, after you niche down, getting you consistent discovery calls, sales calls, me reviewing them, all the stuff that I've been doing on these coaching calls with these guys. So if you've been enjoying these videos, if you like them, if you said, hey, I'd love to be a part of this, work with Coach Sheik more closely, well, then go into the description and there should be a link. It'll take you to a calendar. You can go and put your information and schedule a time for you and I to chat, get to learn more about each other. And if I think I can help you, I'll share that with you on our call and we'll create some kind of a blueprint or plan to work together. Okay. Um, so yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get started with this live here. What up, Jorge?
What's up, bro?
Getting getting your hydration in?
It's my spit cup, bro. It's kind of TMI, but
Why you got a spit cup?
I'll be zenning. I take a little trip to Zimbabwe sometimes.
Is it nicotine or is it some what else?
Yeah, nicotine. Yeah, I don't promote it or nothing like that, but you just
Hey, no, I'm a fan of uh that routine. What is it that Hormozy says? Uh Caffeinate, nicotinate or something.
nicotine.
And then uh put on your headphones and work. Hey, it works.
Yeah. I put it in it for a little bit. I leave it for like maybe like 10 minutes, and then I just spit it out.
Can you
But
does it give you a nice buzz to get focused and locked in?
yeah. Literally, it's like as soon as I feel it, I'm just like, boom, okay, I'm good, and then just like kind of like I don't drink coffee right now because it's already too late. So I just kind of use this to kind of let me write it out for the rest of the shift since I got a couple people coming through today, and then I'm good.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that? Like, how like this little cheat code? How long has it been working for you?
Mm, I would say maybe since the beginning of the year, I would do like very little. I only do three, bro. I don't do like a lot. Like I'm not like a degenerate like that. I hit a three, leave it in for a little bit. I spit, pause. I don't swallow it. Some people swallow it. It always messes up my stomach.
Hmm.
But when I figured out I leave it in for a little bit and then I just like take it out, then that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. It's like manageable. I don't get
Yeah.
too I don't get like, just I feel like too like locked in, like too locked in.
Yeah. 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 That's dope.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I smoke cigars. I think I started smoking cigars since like a year ago, a couple more than maybe 2 years ago or something.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
that's how like my nicotine thing started.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother, he's Gen Z. He's young, so he started like vaping and stuff. He thought it was cool. And so got him off of that and got him on nicotine gums. And so that helps him quite a bit as well. Righteous, Mason, hope you guys are doing well.
What's up, Coach Sheik? I'm doing great.
Definitely vaping.
Huh?
But definitely not vaping over here.
Yeah, yeah, no vaping. He's
Oh,
uh he was doing that for a while and I was like, man, you gotta stop. And then got him focused and building his business and so got him off of that and he was like, man, it's so hard though. It's hard because he was constantly trying to like quit and he would like be building his business like, but yeah, I fucked up, man. I relapsed. I'm like, all right, stop bitching, go start using some Nicorette gum and just build your shit. And then when the time is right, you can do a solid like 1, 2, 3 month detox. because it's hard to get off nicotine. Um, so, but cool guys, let's get started. And we're gonna have a new guy hang out with us, I think starting next weekend or next Monday. Just gonna give you guys a heads up. So he's another
Right.
dude in Columbus, Ohio, actually, righteous. He's a good
Oh,
friend.
I saw that ad going around. I was like, oh shoot, somebody's using the six figure 6 weeks. So
Yeah.
shout out to him.
Yeah. So it's so funny. It's like whenever people in Columbus run it, it's like we all know about it. I don't know how. Everybody knows about it. Didn't you say like Jacob found you or something? Seeing you were like run your own. So I don't know, it's a small world.
Yeah,
But
Jake saved me. I
yeah,
had an error on my page. I'm like, people would have been like, yeah, this dude doesn't know what he's doing.
yeah. So it was a good thing. Good thing. So all right. So get started. Who we got first? So Jorge, if you're busy right now, I'll get started with Righteous. So I'm not hearing anything from him. He's probably in a meeting with somebody. So Righteous, let's go. Let's delve in, bro. What's going on? Do you want to like share your screen?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull it up. But pretty much it's like it just got like slowed down. But I
Hmm.
think the problem is it's me. It's user error.
Okay.
And I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
I'll share my screen here. All right. So this is the most recent one that I'm running right now. And the lead that came in
When did you
was,
launch this ad set? This one, 9/28. So yesterday, yeah.
yeah, yesterday. It
Okay.
was a bad number. So I'm not really counting it. And I've
What do you mean?
spent
What do you mean it's a bad number? Oh, wrong. It wasn't like
oh, yeah, it says like something weird, like we'll get you connected to another number because this one's not active. So I was like, okay, whatever. But $47 spent here, and it's the black background. I mean, no, actually, I switched to the gray. I went back to the gray, and I'll tell you why in a second. But this one is the black one, and it's just weird because it's like, let me see. Oh no, I stopped it, but $24. And I think this one got nothing as well. But pretty much the only thing that was working was this one here. So unselected. And this is the asset that I actually booked the sales call from.
okay. So scroll to the left for me. I'm wondering how much was spent on that one. So you spent $60 and you booked how many discovery calls from that?
That would have been two.
Okay, so about $30 a piece. Okay. So that one you had, and then why did you turn that one off and then move into the other ones?
That's this is why I'm like the user error part.
Okay.
I know one I had a sales call with, and the other guy was like he was just starting his business. And so I feel like that's most likely why I probably started another one because I kept coming across some leads that were like, we're thinking about starting a
Okay.
painting. So I was trying to get away from that type of lead, but
Gotcha. So then you have the second ad set, which is the one that you launched on the 24th. That one spent $56. And god damn, $56 for a click?
yeah, like all of these are freaking high. Like ever since I switched to the just like feeds and yeah, just feeds for with Instagram, it's been like through the roof.
Okay, go the one that you have checked, click on edit for that one. Yep. And then let me just see what you have in the setup. So scroll down for me. So I guess like everything's probably the same. It's just the placements. What placements is this? This is
This one would be manual placements,
feed.
just feeds
Okay, and no stories.
and feed, no stories. And I think stories should work. I'll show you what because when I first launched everything,
Mhm.
I just did stories and I was still getting leads.
Okay.
So I think stories should work technically, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so maybe you say what?
let's go and close out of this.
Okay.
And then the ad set above, click on edit. Yep. And then scroll down for me all the way down. And I'm just like curious what the placement is on this one. So fees as well. So this is just like literally a duplication of the one.
Yeah. I may have changed this.
Okay, so carpenter, painting on a house painter and decorator.
Oh wait, it's put one. Yeah, I think yeah, I might have changed that one. That one could be a difference.
Okay, and then both is this are these the black background ads or the gray background ads?
Black background.
Okay, and so it looks like you have it says reels one, two, three, four. Those are all I'm guessing they're the same.
Yeah, I was trying to do the pocket theory and just have like the duplicates.
Yeah. So go ahead and click on one. I just curious. Scroll down for a little bit. Keep going, keep going. So
I probably should have had that checked. I didn't know that it was selected.
okay. Yeah, probably we don't want to select that. Um, and then I see the ad, the way that's set up. The ad looks fine. Creative copy looks fine. Brand new program for painting business owners. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and again, if you go to the ad set before that, is everything the exact same ad? The one
This
that
one here.
yeah, so go ahead and I just want to see the ad within that ad set. Yeah.
That was the difference. This one was just one instead of the pocket theory with four.
Right.
But I'll
Okay.
scroll down. Uh,
Okay. All right. So go ahead and close out of that. So basically we have one ad set. It was not generating like the highest quality leads. Go ahead and click on that. And then you did the one that's on the 24th. That one, no dice. And then you have the one above 924. That one, what's happening there? You spent 24 bucks. You spent 25 bucks, $6 for a link click. What's going on here?
the Duke 5. Let me see. I got these screens. It got, let me see. Yeah, it nothing. It did nothing.
So how much did you spend again? You spent like 25 bucks on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's your average? What's your average cost for book call?
Pull this
So your average cost per book call is around, it was 31 in July, 40, or okay, sorry. Um, so there, okay, I see why now. So it's because you were used to getting book calls anywhere from like 18 to 35 bucks. You're like, oh, I spent 24 bucks, probably nothing there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And right around here is when I actually start using like black background assets. So
Okay, so you
that's
start
what
using
I
black
start
background.
more.
So you got seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. You got 11 people from the black background.
Let me see. Yes.
Okay. So in your experience, is the black background working better or the gray background or both?
I would say both. That's why I'm a little confused. Because
Mhm.
like I said, part of it is just me just kind of doing what I'm doing now. Like just instead of like just testing it out, like I'll spend like 24 bucks and just kill it or something and try to do and tweak stuff. So it's like I gotta spend more time with just one and figure out the right thing. But I feel like the gray one and the black one are the ones that will get results.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
it's a matter of I think I should just do feeds, reels, and stories as well.
Okay. Isn't that what you're doing though? You're doing feeds and story. You're doing feeds for the black one so far, and then you're doing stories for the gray one.
Right now, I'm just doing. I had switched to like just feeds and yeah, just feeds.
Okay. So you're thinking instead of doing just feeds, you should be doing feeds and stories and reels in your placements.
Yeah,
Okay. And the reason for that is because you had results from the gray background and the stories in the past.
yeah, because I looked at like the placements as well
Mhm.
on these, and like most of them are coming from like I went crazy and selected all of them just to like see.
Mhm.
There's a couple of them here. Oh shoot. I mean, it should be enough to really see.
Mhm.
All right, so long thoughts. Okay, so something like this one with five is coming from like Facebook feed.
Try to click this really quick. I think it will like show it. Yeah. And scroll all the way up. There you go.
So we got Facebook feed for the black one. We got five there. Scroll down a little bit. So this one is Facebook feed as well. Okay, interesting. Keep going. For the gray background, we got two. This is, keep scrolling down a little bit.
My fault. I got this screen or
You're
like
good.
everything is in front of me. Hold on, I'm trying to move it.
It's okay. Take your time.
How do I? Okay, there we go. That's better. All right.
So these two are not showing. Oh, wait, no, no. Facebook. Okay, so the gray background is Facebook feed too. Interesting. And then let's keep scrolling down. Gray background. That one, I don't. So these ones don't have anything, I don't think. You can keep scrolling down. I'm
I
pretty
might
sure.
not have spent that much. Let's see.
Yeah, these are all. So then, yeah, there's not going to be anything here. So I don't think I saw anything other than Facebook feed.
Uh, I know I saw some. I might have too many on here. Because the ones that I originally started, they were just like just the feeds. I mean, not feeds, but just stories. They were down here. So I'll select them. Let's see, 50K, 90 days. That should be enough.
And then go to the right, scroll to the right, and then you can click on results again. Yep. And then scroll. So click on it one more time. All right. And so now you can do your breakdown. Okay. So the first one, if you scroll, okay. So we got seven from Instagram stories. We got one from Instagram story there. Okay. So the ones that are these ones right here, the ones that are doing Instagram stories, are you doing Instagram story and Facebook story or just Instagram story for your placement?
Can you run that back one more time? That
Oh,
question.
if you scroll up, bro, so you know you got seven leads here. So you have okay, so you were doing Facebook stories as a placement. So all right, so from what I'm seeing, bro, it looks like Facebook feed and Instagram stories is what's working well for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Um, okay. So what's what's brewing in your head in terms of what we should do? The other thing I would like to look at also, man, is like I know you might not have this right now, but like what is a conversion of the people that visit versus that book? Because I'm wondering if your conversion has dropped.
Yeah, the only thing that I have would be this.
It's like so it's unique link calendar convert. Okay, no, no, you got it. So calendar conversion rate, you got that. That's what I was looking for. So
Yeah,
can
the
you click
weekly stacked up because like I haven't like booked anything, so or had like a sales call. Like some of those numbers are just like I haven't put anything in there, so these are more accurate or easier to read because everything's filled out. But what
so
were you?
so basically double click on 7.33 right below? So yeah, that's basically, so would you say that the link clicks is updated and the discovery calls is updated here, September?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you don't have to, you can click away. So your conversion is 7.33. In August it was 4.6, in July 6.78. So your conversion rate is fine. Your cost per link click is a little bit higher than what it was. Your CPM is higher as well. Cost per, yeah. Um, I mean, I don't know that anything weird's happening, honestly. The only thing that's weird is like if you go back to your ad set, you had that one ad set that was like $50 for like a link click, like that shit's broken. Something is wrong with that.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know what you're talking about. The most recent one that I had just did took that off.
Yeah, that one, that I think could have been because of like what you had selected, the way you set up the ad set and ad.
Talking about this one right here. Yeah.
Aside from
Uh,
that, bro, actually, no, not that one. It's the no, keep scrolling, go back to the left. It's like your cost per link click is crazy high. It's the one that's 56 and 33. The one right below. That's the ad set
oh,
that's aside from that, even so that ad set is a little bit weird, and the ad set where it's $10.69 for a link click, like those two are a little bit out of the ordinary. But aside from that, I don't really think your shit's out of ordinary.
okay, cool.
Like you're spending like 47 bucks, 24 bucks, 60 bucks. It's possible that I may be speaking prematurely, but it's possible that your book call is just going to be around 50, 75 bucks, maybe it's slowly creeping up. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just like as time progresses, things are creeping up. I mean, I'll ask Aiden and Tenny what's going on with them and their ads if they've kept their numbers. I think they may have turned their ads off. Do you guys turn your ads off? Aiden, Tenny,
Yeah, they I turned them off for a second, turned them back on, and then they just kind of died. But I think I was getting too jiggy with it. I don't know.
okay. My thoughts are this is like I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing is like I think the costs are just creeping up and inevitably when it comes to these story types of ads, and there's not as much longevity. And I think that's probably normal. Maybe video views are a little bit more longer lasting. Maybe, I don't know. But I think that's just what it is, bro. I think it's just gonna be anywhere. I think that's your costs are slowly creeping up, and that's okay as long as, again, the ad set where it's $56 and $10 for a link click, like something is wrong there. But if you're like the one that you have right now, bro, the one that's $3.62, I think that's actually okay. I think you just need to spend more money.
Okay.
Yeah. If you wanted to try something where we have like an ad set and you do Facebook feed and Instagram story and you have the black ad in there and you want to test that, we can test that.
So have just the black background and do the stories and test that out. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So
Black
like,
background with the stories.
so I'll kind of go over. So step one is you would create another ad set. At
Uh,
the ad set level, what you would do is you would say Facebook feed and Instagram story for your placements. Okay. Then when you go to upload your ad, you upload your ad and you can customize it so that the feed one is the black one. And then when it comes to the story placement, it's the gray one.
oh, I
Actually
see.
do that. So basically it's one ad, but it looks different on feed versus story.
Okay. I see
And
this.
and then what you could do is you could duplicate that ad three more times so you have three copies of that. So you can
Okay.
do that for the next round. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's clear.
So
So
create an ad set at the ad set level, Facebook feed, Instagram story, because we know those placements work at the ad level, because we know the gray and the black work, we'll just do one ad, but for feeds, it'll be the black. For the stories, it'll be the gray. And then we just make three copies of that for the pocket theory. And
copy.
And my theory is, maybe you'll have some book calls for 25, 30 bucks or so. But, I think it's normal, man, for things to creep up to 50, 75 bucks. I think that's all normal. And I think it's okay.
That was my only other thing. I was like, maybe that's just the cost for the lead. Like, there's probably nothing wrong. I'm like, at the end of the day, the budget that I have is only like you can look, it's like 25 bucks a day. So it's like, I probably should be doing 35 or 50. You know what I mean? Like to at least see what the cost would be if it'd be more consistent leads coming in at that. So
Yeah.
but I got what you're saying. So duplicate it, and then just have the feed for the black background and then story, do the gray, and then have three duplicates of those for pocket theory.
Yeah. And give that a shot. But again, just if that's something we want to test out, we can test that out. And again, I'm looking at your stuff. It's not necessarily broken. Like if I looked at your ad set right now, bro, and if you spent, let's say theoretically, your KPI is like, if you go back to your Excel sheet, bro, what's your Excel sheet? Your cost for book call is 40 bucks, right? It's not until you're at like 85, 90 bucks, and I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's something like 2x KPI or something like that, where you have to like start looking and be like, okay, something weird's going on. And even that, like it might just be normal. Like it's pretty normal. Aiden and Tenny came in here, they're getting book calls for like 30 bucks. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But before them, I was always happy with like, 60, 70 bucks. I was always like, and I think that that's just where things go eventually in due time.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Now that makes sense.
um,
That's all I pretty much had, just because like no
as,
leads have came in lately. You said what?
as long as I think, I would say around 350 for a link click, I think that's healthy. I mean, obviously if you get down to 193 and stuff like that's crazy good, but like I think $3 is fine. 350, that's even I've seen, Jeremy gets his stuff at like $6, $7 and he's still okay.
Okay.
So I think 350 is fine.
Cool, cool.
What were you saying, bro?
No, that's pretty much all I got. Because like I was just saying that like nothing was pretty much coming through this week, so I didn't hop on any new discovery calls or sales calls. So, but I'll test this out. Now I'm pretty confident this will work. Just looking at the data and having you review it, because I was just a little bit confused. I didn't know if I was touching it too much or something. I'm just confusing this shit out of Facebook.
Oh, yeah. And just make sure your settings are, if you want to like send me a loom or something just to be sure that you're not, accidentally selecting. Because I think what happened with the other one, the one that was $56, like there were two things that you selected that you weren't supposed to select. I think
I
that's
got
something about a carousel or whatever. So I'm guessing that had affected something.
Facebook is crazy with all these updates.
Yeah, man, I know.
They tried to upsell me on when I like now when you do your budget, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Like you'll whatever your budget is, you'll place it and then it'll pop up and say like it'll try to 3x it or something like. I'm like, no, cancel. I almost hit it because it pops up really fast. I was like, I'm like, I don't need to read that. I almost got. So
Yeah.
tried to upsell me, man. Facebook.
We don't think you're gonna get results at $100 a day ad set. You should spend $1,000. Like, nah, bro, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Like,
Chill.
no, I don't want to touch nothing. Leave it alone. Don't no recommendations from Facebook.
This dude's tripping, man. They're trying to make a quota or something, bro. They're trying to make their shareholders happy.
Dude, they hit me with a it was like a verification thing in my little ad thing, and I was like, oh my God, I thought they were gonna ask for like some business stuff, but it was just my ID. So I was like, oh thank God.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
good.
I didn't necessarily make an LLC for Painters Pro yet. So I was like, but I don't gotta worry about it yet. So we're good.
Um, Overall, how are we learning? How are we doing in terms of liquidity and stuff? I know we spoke about that a few months ago. How are we doing with that stuff?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just really looking to close the deal. Like I got to get in front of some customers because it's like I'm just sitting here. I'm
Yeah.
just getting a little bored. That's all.
I guess like what I'm asking is like the last time, the first round, we got towards the tail end. You're like, oh, Sheik, things are really tight right now, in terms of cash flow, in terms of like running these ads. Like, how are you doing right now? Are you in a place where you're much healthier? Are you getting nervous? I guess what I'm asking is like, are we good in terms of like still continuously running these ads, or are you getting a little bit nervous, or that's kind of what I'm asking.
That's a good question.
You
I am
can.
good in terms of like finances. I was nervous, but it wasn't like the money thing. It was my like my sales ability. Like I'm just like I know that it's just gonna take time for me to sell or get better. But like after that sales call that I recently had, I like my confidence was through the roof. I'm like, it's just a matter of me actually getting in front of somebody. And
Okay.
so I feel like I'm 100%.
Okay, so why don't you like message me like after this conversation? Just message me. You can message me privately, and I'm just wondering like what the numbers look like in terms of savings and this and that, just for me to just kind of have a better idea of like where you're at.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but
message you.
okay, cool, cool. Just again, just want to make sure everything's cool, everything's chill. Because we spoke about, we said, hey, there's a certain amount that's coming in every month automated. That should go through certain life expenses, and this amount has to go here. And then, we have a certain amount we can play with before we make some kind of a decision. So that is just checking up on you in terms of a pulse of like where you're at. Um, but so you said your confidence skyrocketed. Which call are you talking about specifically, and why did it skyrocket?
The last sales call I was on with I think his name was Joseph. I think you reviewed that one. You were giving me tips on like what I shouldn't have done. Um, that one kind of just got my confidence up just because one, it was my first time running through like a sales call where I felt like I actually held, my ground and didn't just like start freestyling and saying like stupid. I did say some crazy stuff here and there, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was more along the like just listening and like tonality, things like that. And I don't know. I felt like we were having a good conversation. And he was skeptical before the call. I felt like he felt a lot better tells the tour in. And I just felt like, okay, I can do this, right? Like it might not be, the next sales call, but I know eventually, it's not gonna take long. It's just a matter of the reps. But I feel like actually going through and getting the story uh like going through it that full time just helped me out a lot because I was super nervous. I was like, dude, he calls anything out, I might have to hang up. I felt like what Cam was saying, like if they say anything about the slides, it would just hit in. But
That
he
was
didn't say
almost me
anything
today, bro.
about
That was almost me today.
yeah.
I know.
Like he was cool. I was like, okay, so I can do this. I just gotta believe in myself a lot more and keep going. Cause that sales call for me was like proof of the pudding.
So whatever happened with that? So I remember he said, I gotta talk to a wife. I'm interested in doing the 5K. What's happened so far?
He had ghosted me. He ghosted me. Now on the sales call, there was things that I did miss, like because he kind of cut me short, so I kind of had to like go all the way to the end and run through price. So like I know there was a lot of things that I missed to maybe build that aha moment for him where he's like, I need this. This is a no-brainer. So I know there was a few things like that on that call. So it wasn't 100% perfect, but like it was much better than like anyone I've done so far.
Okay, I see. That's what I'm kind of getting at is like what makes you so confident? What yeah, that's ultimately what I'm getting at is like because you've done so many and not so many obviously, but you've done a handful and then now it seems like there's like this new leaf you've turned over, like, oh, I feel a lot better. I'm just wondering what it is that's caused that. Um,
Yeah. I ran through the sales call script like a bunch of times. Like it took me a couple days, but my main thing on the sales call was like I just didn't want it to be like freestyling and kind of have like make sure I'm going through each slide and saying everything that I need to be saying. Like in the beginning, breaking the ice, or even just on the qualification part. And before you get into asking them the questions, you stop and you say things before, like things like that. I did not do any of that stuff before on my sales call where I felt like, okay, I'm picking things up more and more, and it's just like now I just got to start adding to it, like the tonality and moving my hands around and actually listening and not saying stupid things like, okay, cool, yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That's why I was like, okay, I'm getting it. I just gotta, keep going if that makes sense.
again, is it because you have these sales calls before and you don't know if you're doing it the right way, you don't know if you're doing it the wrong way. And then as I'm doing more of these reviews with you and Ada and stuff, and you're like, oh, I see how it's supposed to be done as Koshi is running through it. And now that gives you more context of what you need to be doing in the future. And you're like, hey, I stuck more to like the path instead of free, like I know what I should say and shouldn't say based off of these reviews, and I feel closer. Is that kind of maybe where you're getting at?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. So I just need to keep doing these reviews with you guys, and I just keep doing more and more. Um, okay, cool. In terms of him, how do you feel about how do you feel about him ghosting though? We talked about this. I told you. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, I was saying a bunch of stupid stuff like, oh, I'm gonna send you this review and watch this because he was like, I don't even know what you say to that because he was like, yeah, I didn't even get a chance to watch the testimonial or whatever. I was like, I'm gonna send it to you, and it was just saying a bunch of stupid stuff like he's just what you said I was implementing that he would have other stuff to do before we make the transaction. Stupid stuff like that. That's what I mean. So, I probably dropped the ball there and
in
didn't have
terms
to on the call.
in terms of him saying like, oh, I make the decision with the wife, let me get back to you, but I'm interested in 5K. And then obviously like he goes like, so what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think happened? What do you think happened? Because at first, again, and I want to be grounded. I don't want to be optimistic. I don't want to be pessimist. I want to be a realist here. Is you kind of came in, you had this energy and it sounded like you felt really good about it. And then I kind of saw what you did and I was like, oh no, yeah, you don't want to record and send it over to the wife and this and that. XYZ is mostly gonna happen, which, it happened. So I guess like how do you feel about that? Like what's going through your head in terms of that? Like do you feel like I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm just kind of curious what's going through your head.
I mean, I don't even know how I feel. I just know I got ghosted. Like, I know I did some things wrong on the discovery call and on the sales call. Um, so it's just like I didn't know what to do. Like I was like, I don't know if I should call him or text. I did text him the night, like the night before or the evening before. And when he didn't respond to that, I kind of already did. I was like, yeah, this dude's not going to show up. And probably just because, I didn't get to actually go through the sales call. I got rushed. So like if I wasn't rushed, I felt like it would have been a lot better. And I would have probably had a better chance of getting the close. But it's just a
He
lot of,
seemed Yeah, he seemed like he had high intent, man. He seemed like he had high intent and all that stuff. Like there were good signs. There were a lot of good signs. So yeah, it sounds like you're feeling more and more comfortable. So we'll just keep it moving, man. I do want to do, I think doing a review for you, a sales call would be great. Like I wish, you know what I wish? I know we can't go back in time, but I wish you would have done everything to the best of your abilities and taken him through everything. Because I think that would have been such a good sales call review, just based off of, just seeing his energy and you and stuff. Um, so I guess the next one that you get something like that, like let me know and I'll try review. I think that could be really helpful for you, bro. Just reviewing one, doing a full review for you. So yeah.
yeah.
Um, anything else, bro, top of mind for you? Any thoughts?
No, that was pretty much everything for me.
Okay. Cool, cool. All right, bro. We'll just keep it rolling, keep it rocking. My fingers are crossed. We get a few discovery calls this week. One or two sales calls. That'd be nice. Try and get some review for you. Okay. So, all right. Who do we got next? 8 and 10. What's going on, guys? So don't have much to go over. Narrowed ads down too much and they died. So we didn't have any discovery calls last week. I was able to watch the entire discovery call training. I've made some changes to my discovery call script that I think will be more productive and will speak better to the type of people that contractors are. We had a new big client referral that come in last week. I had to spend a lot of time like where to set up. That client is set up and launched, so now I can focus more on cold, calling old leads. Cool. Um, anything, so what I'm curious about is like what you did in terms of the ads to narrow them down so much that things died, but what's top of mind for you that you guys want to work on?
Um, I mean, getting the ads back up, but I mean, I just barely launched some new ones. What I had done that I think kind of choked them to death is uh, basically this is so interesting. So there were like two texts and two headlines, or like maybe even four headlines that I had been using this whole time. And then when I would try to isolate, and there was one that was winning every single time for the text at least. And it's like every single time I would take the isolated winning copy and just make that the one ad copy, nothing happens, you know? And it's so, anyways, I tried that again,
So basically,
and
you try to optimize too much, is what you're saying.
yeah,
I see. I see what you're getting at. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah. And then it was a lot of, duplicating the same ad, 3 or 4 times. And I think I also did too many of those in a single ad set because, the budget was limited and I was spending too much across too many different ads to get any results. So kind of reeling things back a little bit there.
Okay, gotcha. So a little bit too much optimization.
Yeah.
Which ad are you using? Is it the same black one, or are you testing different ads now?
It's that space one right now at the moment.
Oh, all right.
But
Okay.
I don't know.
How are you making your decisions before you like cut something? Like, is it the click or is the unique link click-through rate, the amount spent? How are you making your decision to know like, okay, this is not working?
The first thing I look at, so like, if I launch, say, like 4 ads that I just duplicated, the first thing I'll look at is the CPM. So it's like usually if there's 4, 2 of them will be stupid high and 2 of them will be good. So turn off the bad ones. And then from there, uh,
So
see
turn, so you look at the CPM. For what CPM are you happy with? Like what do you aim for?
less than like 90 or 80.
Okay. So
Um,
what's your thought on like why some things have higher CPMs and why do you shut those off?
um, I guess, I mean, there's a lot of different things, obviously. I guess the biggest things are, competition and probably the quality of the ad and the targeting, those kind of 3 factors. Um, but like what I'm looking for more so is just like stuff that's super like way too high. So like, if it's like 80 or 90, I'll usually leave that on. It's like there are some that'll be like 150 or something like that, just like way the freak up there. Those ones are the main ones that I'm turning off. And I'll even leave them on for a little bit just to see like, because sometimes,
Yeah.
in the first few minutes and it's spent like 10 cents, that's not really enough to know, obviously. But, by the time it's spent $10 and the CPM is still like $200, it's like, okay, time to
Yeah.
time to cut the losses there. But,
Okay. So you
I
look at
think
anything that's a crazy outlier too high, you turn those off. And then what's next that you look for?
the next thing that I do is I just kind of wait. And I think I made some changes to my landing page that were not. I I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Somebody at one point, somebody was saying on one of my ads that like they left a comment and they're like, I can't book a call. But it doesn't make any sense to me because I went through and I tested it myself after they said that, and I was able to book a call just fine, for myself. Um,
What did you
and so
change on what did you
uh,
change? What did you change on your calendar page?
it was what I did was I realized in the ad and on the landing page calendar there was like an inconsistency where the ad says 3 to 5 kitchen remodels this week, and the calendar said 3 to 5 kitchen remodel estimates this week. And so I duplicated the calendar, changed the wording so it said, and the landing page to say 3 to 5 kitchen remodels this week. So maybe that's just the one thing because since I made that change, there haven't really been any conversions. So I'll probably just change it back. But because that's like normally when I wait, like I don't really have to do much with the ads after I find those 2 or 3 that will get traffic at a good cost because the landing page will always eventually convert. And so it's like the winner will reveal itself within a day, usually. Um, but since I made those landing page changes, it's been crickets. So.
I think I like 3 to 5 estimates. And also, I mean, if it was already converting, like we know it works. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
To me, I feel like the bottleneck is not the landing page. I think it's probably the ads, just maybe not getting the right pockets of people. You know, so you didn't change anything in terms of like targeting or placements, or are you playing around with any of that stuff? Okay.
I no, I didn't play around. I did notice though, so like something that kind of made me mad was, I had looked at all the placements that had done well, and then I narrowed those down, and it did really, really well for a while. And then I went in and looked at the data, and there were like most of the placements had done really well, and some of them had just done so bad, like $90 a book to call, which isn't it, taking a step back isn't that bad, but anyway, so I don't know. I might do like some small tests, like removing some of those less efficient placements, but like I'm just gonna go back to exactly what was working before I made these changes to get some more booked calls again. So,
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, when you try to optimize too much, it can kind of like throttle things. So that's probably what happened. But cool, man. Well, I guess like what can we go over specifically, or is there anything you want to go over, anything you want to ask that we could do today on our coaching call today, man?
I don't think I have anything like that I want to go through. Like it's just that I need to, we need to get more calls going. I need to call more of our old leads this week. Get more discovery calls going in the pipeline. I don't know that there's anything specific that
Yeah.
that we need to go over that I feel.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on what things look like. Maybe I'll review one. Maybe that'll be beneficial for you guys. I don't know. We'll see how today's coaching call goes. Chen, you got anything for me, man?
Got nothing today.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll go to the next person and again, just hang out or whatever, and we'll kind of see how things go. So, okay. Um, let's see here. What we got next? So Riviera, Righteous, we already did. Um, so Riviera, what's going on, man? Somebody freaked you out today? Somebody almost called your bluff.
Yeah, dude, freaking. Oh man. I feel like I try to be as cool, like calm collected, as I could. I just felt like I just kind of BS'd it by saying, in hindsight, yeah, I could have done what you kind of said. I for sure kind of hit that. I did kind of hit that, but I felt like I didn't do it in the same flow as you would have. I kind of hit the, what I say. I think, I don't know. It was kind of like a spotlight type of thing. So I'm just trying to, and now I just took, what I did is I just went really slow. I wasn't going to talk fast. I kind of knew, like, it gives me time to think, right? So I'm also just like, oh, like, gotcha. And you're wanting to see, he's like, yeah, I'm looking him up. I can't find any of his like photography pages or anything. I can't find this guy. I'm like, gotcha. I mean, he's like, does he have a website? It's like, well, a lot of what, I'm going to show Casey, as you kind of know and kind of see, there's quite a few slides. We're not really using websites. So a lot of these guys didn't even have even some social media when we first started with them. And this is something that we've kind of built out for them. Now I will say the people that I'm showcasing today so far that I've kind of deep dived, Wendy and terms of other people, they've kind of signed off on me being able to showcase you all their numbers. So who I want to show you right now is kind of like, and then I kind of started going into Wendy's thing, and he's like, I don't want to see all that. I don't want to see. I want to see Tim. I want to see Tim right now. Show me Tim. So I'm like, this guy's holding my feet over the fire. All right. I'm like, I don't know what to say, man. I don't even know his like social media stuff other than from what we created and what we kind of created. Like, I want to be able to show, if I'm going to show you his Instagram, right? And the things that we created for him, I want to be able to show the numbers and like the actual back end of that. So, like what applies. And since, I haven't had him to sign off on that, man, I don't know if showing that is even going to help you. Like, realistically, I would want to show you that plus the numbers of the back end. And this is why we have Wendy and the other people. And I even can show you Sasha right now. She actually did a sign off, so I can actually show you her right now. He's like, I don't even know if they're real. I'm like, well, you kind of see the ads here. It's like, how do I know? I mean, what is this? A CRM? Like, show me that. Like, he's just super intense, dude, as well. And, I look at his Instagram, I kind of peep this guy. He's definitely on roids. I don't know if that plays a factor, but the whole time, discovery call to the thing, at the end, he's even intense when he's complimenting me. So he'll be like at the very end, "Hey man, you want me to let you know right now? This is probably one of the best sales calls I've had." And this is, by the way, a discovery call, which isn't in sales, so it's kind of weird that he said that. But he's like, this is the best sales call I had. And you want to know why? You want to know what you did that really made me feel like, you're not a salesy guy? I'm like, what's up? Like, what made you feel that way? He's like, you didn't use the word discovery. That's huge, man. If I hear that shit, I swear, man, I'm off the call. I'm hanging up. And like he's just like an intense dude, man. I was like, and he was like that from the scope to and then now even having a tinge of like untrusting, man, he went full. And what's crazy, Koshi, is this guy wouldn't let me off the call. I was trying to I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I could do for you, man. I really don't know. I mean, I could jump on, like, if it helps, I can like share you some stuff. I could get on a call with these guys after and see if we can kind of, regroup and I can show you some of this stuff. And I'm just saying that to get off the call. I don't realistically, I can't fucking do that. But he's just like, he's like he's like, listen, man, I'm just I understand. I saw the video. I saw the mechanism. I know your process. I think you have something going on. I trust what you're doing. I trust that you have a formula and a thing going on for you. But what I don't trust, I don't know if I could trust you. I don't know if I could trust you. Sell me, show me that one thing. Show me that one thing and I'm sold, bro. And you know what we could do? You know what? Since the way it's working, how about we do this? How about you pay I pay you at the end of the 7 days. You get me some leads, and that will be the solidified trust. Let's just do it now. And he's just telling me like that. I'm like, now I'm starting to be like, okay, you're kind of unselling me on you. Like I'm kind of like, what? I'm kind of don't, man. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to work with this guy's like intense dude. I was like, okay, I don't think I'm losing a lot by me obviously like not working with this dude. I think he's also has like some personality stuff. I've seen some one-star reviews from his kind of behavior on his Google reviews. So, I was just like, whatever. But yeah, I ended up getting out the call, and he's just like, I really hope I hear back from you, man. I really hope I hear back from you. He's rolling his eyes, like kind of having like this, like he's trying to cover the mask of like him being super like intense. I was like, all right, like. All right. Whatever, dude. I was like, dude, he was so weird. Like he's showing so much distrust, but at the same time, he's just like, dude, please make it work for me. Just show me that there's something that can make me calm me down so I can that so I can give you money. Like I need help. So it also gave me a mindset of like, damn, even the most untrusting, they don't have any no like trust, like the pillars are broken, and these fools are still like, please make it work. Like I know I have a ton of signals. I actually don't really trust you, but something in me says like you got to make this work, man. Like I really feel like there's something here. So I actually felt more empowered like at the end of it to be like, wow, like even an untrusting mofo who has really bad energy towards me still is like almost wants to make it work in a sense. And like he's literally, yeah, he's shoving down his terms and all these things I'm just not down for. But I'm just thinking like, damn, this guy has something. I have something he wants.
Right.
And he's just knocking on the door, but he's just not necessarily fully calm, right? I think he also has his own issues with untrusting and
Yeah, probably.
stuff like that. So, but yeah, sorry for rambling, but that was my whole kind of synopsis.
Oh, dude, you'll have some weirdos like that. For me, it's, I don't know, like in my lifetime that I've had conversations with people, I don't know, maybe like three or four people. So you'll get, three, four over like 7 years. I mean, granted. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you'll get some weirdos, man. I think you definitely made the right move. If somebody makes you feel like that weird or fucks with your energy from the get-go, like the money is not worth it, bro. It is not.
I was a little scared. I'm like, dude, I'm scared to get a deal with this guy at the end of it. Even if I somehow convince him and he starts calm down, I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know. This guy's like
there are very few people. We had a guy, Mason probably remembers him, a guy named JB. Uh, JB was he was like that, but once we sold him, he was a fucking sweetheart. He was a teddy bear. Um, so and Mason's kind of on his head. It's like he just had like, this really hard exterior. And I think, sometimes just they've been fucked over and world's been, tough and hard on them. And for me, everything was really tough. And obviously I sent people a Loom video before anything. And so I sent him a Loom video. It was really thorough. It was like 40 minutes. And I just genuinely wanted to like just do right by the guy. And so I think that really helped. And then by the time I got on a sales call with him, he just really calmed down. And at the end I decided, it makes sense. I didn't the way you feel about this guy, like until you can break through to somebody, you can't really make a decision. For me, I made the decision after I broke through
Hmm.
the other side. So, but anyway, some people, I mean, you won't break through and just it's not worth it to take their money. I have had one guy, we had a guy named Ken, Mason knows him. Dude was fucking weird. And so sold him into the program, and I didn't even try to resell him. I just a month it was enough for him. I mean, I was like, I'm good. So
For
uh
sure.
anyways, how is everything going aside from that? I mean, you told me about your ads. I told you maybe just duplicate it. You're $10, $20. I mean, $20 per book call is still like fantastically insane, especially if you haven't duplicated, if you haven't done anything and you're still getting those kinds of numbers. That's pretty insane. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I guess like overall, how are things going?
I mean, from this niche start, I mean, I haven't had to really duplicate anything. But now I feel like kind of getting there because yeah, the last lead I got on was the 24th, so this is the longest hiatus. I've actually had a time where I waited 3 whole days and then it just kicked right back up again. So there's something in me that's like, wait one more day, at least till tonight. Maybe I do something in the morning. But because I have seen it kind of come back from the dead with strong numbers. But yeah, so far, I mean, it's just, I mean, honestly, the move was super extraneous. I feel like I just wasn't on it as much as I know myself and I hold myself to account. Being back in the wheelhouse and kind of having things set where I can actually walk and see the carpet and not trip over shit, is like super, like actually, I didn't realize how much of a mental health thing that was. So today was the first day where I felt like even with that guy's energy, I just felt like I was able to kind of like bounce back a little quicker than I would even the last couple days from small stuff. This was a bigger thing, and I felt like I kind of bounced back a little quicker. So I feel like that should help. But yeah, it's been a couple days since like leads come in, so I think it's just like time to hammer down on like old leads, but also duplicate, make sure I get new leads, and also I'm trying to do service delivery all while moving, and then these guys are like, I'm doing the Slack channel. I finally did the migration, so I'm not doing the phone call things, and it is helpful because I feel like it's cool to have everyone there, and it helps me respond quicker. But it's just like everybody's kind of chatting with me, like I'm trying to have a back and forth, and I'm just like, damn, like, I'm trying to. It's just like big things in the day that are taking up time, but luckily I just do enough to kind of always get to them within at least a reasonable amount of time to kind of salvage everything. So I've kind of felt like I've just been holding things up to make sure I don't lose people. And then in the meantime, I'm like juggling these things. And then on my foot, I'm juggling like the whole like acquisition system on my foot because it's like I'm holding these guys up. So kind of felt like that. I kind of feel like I finally set some plates down and then I got a table now. And then like I feel like I'm kind of getting in a place where I'm like, okay, I crack my neck a little bit and I'm able to,
What kind
they're happy with me. So.
like what kind of like questions and like things are they like? What kind of things are people throwing at you that's like, oh my God, this is a lot.
A lot of tech stuff because you know how it is. It's like I've been having issues with that. Luckily, with the AY photography team in Oregon, I was able to, yeah, like you said, like that's kind of the move you would make. So, yeah, I did that. They were having so much issues with verification, this and that, and I just made my own ad account, and then I pretty much linked their Instagram to it. And then I made them a new Facebook page because they just had no Facebook page access. They just had so many issues with Facebook pages. So I'm like, oh, like if you're in the back end of Meta, you could just hit add Facebook page, create new Facebook page. And then I just link that with their Instagram. And then, yeah, they were super happy about that because they felt like they were stuck, right? So even before they met me, they were having this issue. So they felt like I finally was able to clear it for them. Got them A2P verified, so that was good. And then yeah, so far it's just been a lot of tech stuff. So and then also like I'm trying to figure out something totally new. I've never had this issue before, so doing it while moving sucked. But I was able to figure it out when I have those small time gaps, and then I just figured it out for them. And now I'm gonna try to kind of pitch that to Cam, who's having issues too with his Facebook. And dude, a lot of it is like, and I found out my buddy Mateo, he was like, dude, like I had the same issue with my client. It's like he made freaking, instead of hitting forgot password on a personal account or whatever, dude, they just make a new account. Like, and I guess Facebook's cracking down hard on that, dude, because they're just like, they're seeing like, because sometimes they'll make a new account, but they already, like that email's already in use. And then they're like, oh, well, damn, I don't know the password of that email. So they use their phone number. So there's something conflicting to where they're using the same like email and phone number or something like that from the account, and maybe Facebook's flagging it because they see some crossover. But yeah, literally the guy told me that Alex, he was like, yeah, I realized I have like 3 accounts, so I'm deleting them, but now I only have one, and that one is now I'm just waiting for the full verification. That might take, I don't know. So I just ended up doing it for him anyways and whatever, just so that way he doesn't feel stuck again. And then yeah, he's fine with it. And then for Cam, I'm sure it's the same thing, but I don't want to get into this whole thing of like use your phone number, see where the second account is, and then so I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, I know you're stuck. This is how I solve it. I can make you that account. I can make you a new Facebook page. If you have the logins for any of your Instagram or Facebook page, we can just link it to the ad account I create for you. So far, I haven't seen that an issue on the back end of where I don't know, one day maybe they'll be like, I want the Facebook page for myself. I'll deal with it when the day comes. I don't know how that'll work. I maybe give them admin access or full power or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I hate tech stuff, man. I feel like I'm sort of good at it, but I just hate dealing with it.
I don't have the right solution for you here, but here's what's brewing in my head as you're talking and saying all these things is like I still like dude, I don't remember. It's been years since I've like set up an ad account or anything. I don't like if anything happened, I was like, yeah, hit up Mason, and Mason's pretty good sends stuff up for the guys. But as you're talking, I'm just like thinking, okay, like what's the LTV going to be? How long are people going to stay with you? And the reason I'm thinking about that is my mind is just going to like, do we transition this into coaching or we keep this as an, and then the other thing that's
Mhm.
going through my head is, okay, depending on that, do you need to get yourself somebody to assist you, right? Mason helps me with these guys. Do you need somebody to help you? Do we need to create course material? So I would say just be, as you are, be intentional over the next few months. Pay attention to how much time and energy is really going to send this kind of thing up. And maybe if
Mhm.
you create some course, point is like we have to create some kind of a system for this so that you're not dealing with this because you will pull your hair out if you're kind of dealing with this every single person.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what the solution is. I don't know if it's more of a coaching program. Then we have one person that sets things up for people if you need them. So somebody signs up, they have course material that walks them through how to set everything up. There's no access or anything because they're setting everything up on their end. And if they have some issues, then we have somebody that hops on a call and helps them out, or we send them directly to Go Eye Level or Facebook. I don't know. But those are things that I guess we'll cross the bridge when we need to. But that's where my mind is for a lot of stuff right now. So I don't think it's the best use of your time to be worrying about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think yeah, just for now I'll just kind of build this stuff out. But yeah, I get what you're saying about the coaching because then you could kind of just avoid a lot of that altogether. It's kind of on them and
I was setting up 1,600 ad accounts for all them. I would fucking shoot myself, bro.
yeah.
I'd kill myself.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot when all these guys like are like they all have like some meta issue. I don't know if it's just photographers or like just
Uh,
people they just make so many accounts, bro. I don't know why they're making so many accounts. Like it's like, dude, just hit forgot password and get into your actual account. Like don't give up. Like
It's because they like to rebrand, bro. They like to rebrand. Every like photographer likes to start fresh over and over and over again. It's kind of like once you're in like a videography niche, it's like instead of just keeping the same account, they're like, oh, I gotta start over, I gotta start over, I gotta start over. Like that's how they identify themselves.
yeah, they're changing. They have 10 hats they wear. It's crazy, but I mean, I'll let you know if I really need help. I feel like I'm good right now. I just want to get over the hump, which is just making sure that we can launch. But so far, so good. I mean, I'm just gonna use some of their Instagram posts to flesh out some of their Facebook page to at least have something there, a cover photo and some posts. But realistically, I told them like we have people that have barely any posts and they do fine. So yeah, I just been kind of keeping them, trying to quell fear as much as possible just because I know they could be like, oh, well, now we're having a new page that isn't ours. Like, are our ads going to do as good? So I just try to, um, yeah, be like, no, dude, you're good. Like, it's actually a lot of people come with us with no Instagram or Facebook. So I just kind of talk like that. So just, I'm, I'm trying not to get them into refund territory, which no one has expressed or even shown a hint of that everybody's trying to make it work. Everything
yeah.
that I've seen, everybody's just trying to make it work. So, and they're looking forward to the launch. So, I think that's good. And yeah, so I'm at least net positive in terms of what I've spent since I've started. And you know, anything could change, knock on wood, but
How
so
much have
far,
you,
yeah.
have you spent versus collected so far? I know you collected 1,500, and then I don't know what else you've collected from the other two. What have you
Uh,
collected and what have you total spent?
if I go into my KPIs here, Yeah, and the total averages, ad spend $1,394, revenue $3,262, and cash collected $3,262.
Okay.
And then yeah, I need to figure out how to do the averages for that's the only thing I haven't added is like for the outside referral girl. But that's just including the actual funnel stuff.
Good, good.
But the
So
outside referral girl, she's paid in her other second months. So she's paid in 1,000 so far.
good. Good, man. So far, man, like a few months into this, we've already collected, 4 grandish. So far, good signs, man. Good signs. I think we're good, man. I think we're chilling. Now it's just more. Just do more systems and just keep it rocking, man.
Yeah.
Um,
I just don't want to get complacent or anything. I just want to stay like hungry as hell, like, which I feel like I still am. I'm super hungry, especially moving into a new apartment. I just want to, I don't know, there's like a certain level of like, you want to keep what you have in your kingdom and then you want to add to your fortitude kind of thing. So I do feel, um, and seeing me and my girl living in the same place and she's doing her calls, man, that motivates the shit out of me. Dude, she has fucking $5 per lead. I swear to God, dude, it hasn't changed in 2 months. $5 a lead every week. She gets 4 leads like a day off $20 a day. And I just end up like seeing her on calls all the time. And now I'm just like on that shit because like I'm like, oh shit, like we gotta play split
yeah.
screen mode.
Yeah. No, and hope I don't know I haven't heard anything from you in terms of like increasing LTV and testing out some other things, but how's that? Have you guys got a chance to test anything? Have you been doing any research on YouTube? That's where my time would be if I were you, is
Mhm.
just trying to figure out how to increase LTV, experimenting with different things, with your
Yeah,
girlfriend.
LTV, the upsells. Not as much as I want to, just because of everything. But that's the first thing we talked about when we kind of settled in. We're like, let's try the what method? Yeah, she's basically curating the gallery so she can actually have a full album. And then we kind of want to go with that thinking of making like maybe an easy landing page with a couple options she could send the day before the session. That's like our number two. And we just want to start with those. And then before we have other ideas, but I think those are the two biggest ones in terms of like not being pushy to her current clientele and prospects, and then just
Really,
being
so really quick. So she does the call. How much is she collecting on the phone? She's collecting 50 on the phone.
she does half deposit, so she collects 125 on the phone or through text after.
And then you guys go to the place, they meet you at the place, you guys do the photos, and then after the photos, what happens?
After the photos, yeah, she'll deliver them,
Wait, hold on.
watermark.
After
Oh,
she collects the deposit, they get some kind of receipt or some kind of email. Do they get anything?
I mean, just confirmation from her via text saying I got your Zelle received, or maybe Square, and she gets it from there. But she'll just tell them, hey, got it, you're good for this date and time, and then maybe a little bit of parking instructions, whatever, what have you.
Is
Uh,
that all automated? This is all automated or is this manual?
it's templated, so she has like a little like note section she'll copy and paste because there's a lot of things she has to change out for certain people if they pick a different location, things like that. So she does. It's not really automated, but she has like a template, and then she just copies and pastes it.
And before the event, is she reaching out to them the day before, or is it what's happening
Day
before?
of usually. She usually reach out day of very early in the morning and then just tells them that, hey, looking forward to shooting with you today. And then a recap of the key details so they know where to go, the place, the time. I advise you get there 30 minutes early and this and that. Make sure you wear this or shoes. Make sure you have a swap out for shoes because there's sand, things like that. But mostly that. I asked her if she wanted to do a day before text, but she says that she doesn't want to be too like,
This is a text, right? And I'm going to ask you some very specific questions here. I'm trying to
yeah,
get to.
text.
So she's doing a text that's templatized, gives them a lot of information, whatever. She does it the day of, and then they get there, she shoots, and then what's happening after? The reason I'm asking this question, I'm trying to figure out what the process is looking like so I can kind of make some suggestions for like how you would handle the upsell. Because I don't know that sending a website with different packages is the right move. I don't know that that's the right move. So I'm trying to get an idea. So
Yeah,
shoot,
yeah.
shoot, and then what happens?
Yeah, she just usually at the end, usually they ask or she'll tell them, she'll just say, okay, well, just know in a couple days, actually within like 2 days, I'll give you a bunch of photos, watermark photos, and you'll pick your 10 or the 15 or whatever the package was that they bought. You pick your 15 and yeah, that'll pretty much be yours. You'll have the option to add more if you so choose. Just know the price would vary. And I give you that, yeah, I'll give you basically the sheet once I send you the watermark photos so you know. And then yeah, from there, yeah, she just kind of advises them like what's the next steps. And then yeah, she'll after that, she basically sends the photos into like a day or two. And then they more likely than not, they pick more than the 10 or the 15, and then she tells them the price or whatever it fits under. Some will be like some will just pick. That's the main upselling method that we've been doing, right? It's just like they pick a couple photos, a $5 photo, or maybe they pick 20 photos and it goes down to $4 each photo. And then we do a price anchor with we're doing a price anchor method, so it's like the full gallery, and then she calls it the full story edit, right? It's like the full gallery. And then she actually sold that recently. So,
You have this, is this like a digital thing that I can have a look at real quick?
yeah, let me see. I think I might have it on my Google Drive. She did send me a couple different things on there. Give me one second. I'll pull it up and then I'll screen share here. Projects, 5, Wendy first. Sasha. Give me one second. I know where it's at. It's just
Okay, take your time.
which flow templates there. Let me make sure it's even in here though. Okay, yeah, I do have it. Cool. Let me share my screen real quickly here. You see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool. I think the one with this is how she get okay, so she sends this text. Yeah, it's like Google review and upsell template. So she'll send something like this, and this is where they can add 2 free photos in exchange for Google review. That's how she's been getting her Google reviews. And then yeah, if you'd like to select more than 10 photos, you can choose from the following. And then yeah, this is like kind of the
Okay, cool. The full story edit, all additional one. Okay, got it. So, and this is a text that she's sending over.
yeah.
So, yeah, I think I don't want to spend too long here, but I might message you and just I want to go through this individual 'cause I want to see specifically like, what they're getting, in terms of like what she's texting them over.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of sleep on and be like, okay, do I feel like there's more room here? So how many of these full story edits has she sold so far? And what is she typically selling? Is she
Mm-hmm.
doing the 10 additional photos, the 20 additional? What's she usually doing?
I think mostly the 10 to 20 additional photos she's been doing. And then usually we've done yeah, and then she's only sold one of these. Well, recently, like she actually only did the 1 through 30 and then up to 85. She never even gave the full gallery away. This was a recent idea I gave her like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like, hey, put a price anchor. Like, who cares if they even buy it? It's just to make the other stuff look cheaper. And then, I got to ask her if that's helped at all, at least selling these. But for the most part, this is a new addition. So, not much data on that, but she has closed one recently on that. And
So
then she's mostly doing the 10 to 20.
how many people, so since you made this change, how many people have seen this text? I'm just looking for conversion rate, right? 1 out of 20 people, 1 out of 10 people, how many people have taken this up?
Yeah, I probably have to ask her and how many people she's actually sent this to, because this is only sent to people that obviously have done her sessions and stuff. And I think in the last 2 or 3 weeks she's probably done like maybe six sessions. So I imagine 6 people, so maybe 1 out of 6,
That's
if I
really good.
had to say.
Really good. Okay, wow. Um, okay. What is her cost per acquisition?
For cost per acquisition, I probably need to do her numbers more better. We do have like kind of the same Excel doc I kind of have for you do for me. I do have one for her. We just haven't updated in a while. So I can't really confidently give you a number right now.
Guesstimate's fine. I'm just trying to get an idea. So what is her cost per
Like
acquisition?
50, probably 50 to $70 or something.
$70, and then her average LTV right now is
I would say 300 if you want to average everything out, maybe 3 to 350.
okay.
Because usually people are doing 250 for sure, of course, because that's like the baseline. And then most likely they're adding like 10 to 20 photos. So sometimes it jumps up from
So I'm gonna give you some
80
homework.
to 10.
I'll give you some homework to do. So here's what I'd like, if you can make some time this week. is this is gonna this is gonna be the big lever for you, man, in terms of your clients being happy and staying with you is how much money that they make. The more they make, the longer they're gonna stay, the more we're gonna be able to justify our coaching program, and all that stuff. So we really need to focus on this lever. So my homework to you is I'd like you to just do a little bit of research, like go on YouTube, like we spoke about a few weeks ago, and find these photographers that are doing this method where they're taking some photos and they're selling like, portfolios or whatever at the end. And I'd like you to find that and then just maybe like summarize like, okay, this person, here's his strategy. They do step one, they do this, two, three, four, five. Here's how this works. LTV is this, whatever. And maybe find like three people and just gather that information, send that over my way. That'll help me out a lot because what I'm going to do then is I'm going to kind of like reflect on what they're doing and see if we should model them or maybe tweak what they're doing to make it a little bit better. And I'll kind of give you suggestions, and then from there you can kind of run with it. Um, as of right now, I think that what you guys have right now is fine. I think this is great. I don't think you want to actually like give people options and this and that before the actual photography session. I actually don't think that's the best move because this is already working and most people are upselling. So the constraint that you have right now, man, if you really think about, okay, what would the purpose of that be? So the purpose of the ad, we get the click, we get the book call. The call is fine. You're collecting deposit. People are showing up. People are buying more stuff. So you have literally no constraint in the business. The only constraint you have is people paying more money. And
Right.
so I think the issue is what happens after the photography session. I think that's where the sauce is going to come in. I do think, taking like the actual photograph photos there is going to help out tremendously. Um, I don't think, again, I feel pretty confident like not sharing the prices beforehand is the move. Um, but again, I'd like to see what these other guys are doing. And then just get back to me, let me know. And let's try to make that a big piece of homework this week so that by the end of this week, I can tell you like, okay, here's why I recommend that you do, and then next week you implement that for your the people going in to shoot next Saturday. So by the end
Mhm.
of this Saturday, we have a few ideas of what we're gonna do, and then by next Saturday you can test that.
Yeah, yeah. And have a lot of data back.
Yeah, next
For
Saturday.
sure. For sure. Yeah, I think I did skim a little bit on YouTube. Not, I didn't go as intensely as I'm being advised now, but I think I saw, yeah, people kind of upselling the physicals. It seems like that's the if whenever I look up upsell, photography upsell methods and stuff and portrait photography, it always like a lot of talking points in the YouTube videos were physicals. So whether it be something a portrait like a long form like you max it out and it's like something you can hang on a wall or um like a copy of like like an album. So but yeah, I need to look back. I think I saved some of them so I can look into deeper later. Maybe I start there and then I can try to find some more.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that. Let me know. Keep me posted. And then yeah, that's gonna be the big lever for you guys, man. I promise that's gonna be the big lever. I like what you guys have so far. 1 out of 6 that are taking that. That's fantastic, man. Um, So cool, man. That's it. I don't want to go much further, much deeper in terms of other things that, we need to work on. I think you're good. If you need to duplicate your ad sets or whatever, keep working on your calls. Everything seems to be gravy. Let's just focus on this LTV thing. That's the big thing for you. And obviously, we're gonna need to start creating some course material and all this stuff based off of literally what you just explained to me. Like I would assume you need some course material for that. So step one, do this. Step two, do this. Step three, we really need to templatize all this stuff. Um, you know, and so that should be the focus should not be admin access and this and that. Like that's bullshit. Your focus needs to be getting people to watch course material and understanding how everything works from A to Z. But that obviously comes with us dialing in your process as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, course material is gonna be huge for you, Daniel. It's gonna be huge. We're
Mhm.
gonna create a bunch of course material.
For
So
sure. Sure. Is there anything I should start like thinking about in terms of themes or what to make course material about, or is that kind of something that I should focus on after figuring out the
I think
upselling?
if I were you, man, start if you can make the time, try to do a little bit of research today, tomorrow, get something to me by, maybe Wednesday at the latest. And then we can spend, I can tell you like, okay, I don't know, I need to sleep on it. Or to Daniel, here's what we should do. And then by Thursday, Friday, you can start creating some course. Like literally like what I just asked you, I was like, okay, well, walk me through the process. Like that all needs to be outlined in a course.
Yeah.
All of that, like literally what I just like what you would explain to me. Like all that needs to be outlined in a course and given to all of your clients on a silver platter.
Gotcha. Is this from like a coaching call, like doing coaching perspective, or is this from like an agency perspective, or is it just course material in general, like in terms of hitting these?
Yeah, because if they need to know this, or else how are they going to make, how are they going to increase their LTV? Like they need to know this. Whether you transition to a coaching program or a course, I'm sorry, coaching program or the agency, they need to know all these things. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Cool. Anything else we really want to go over?
Um, no, I think that's pretty much it. I think I'll have a lot more to say once now feeling finally back in the driver's seat. And yeah, I think I'll have a lot more to say. I think I could get these ads back and going, so hopefully I can. And then yeah, we'll just chop it up next week.
Cool. Sounds good. Mr. Jorge, you there? All right,
Hey,
bro.
still here.
Cool. What are we going over, bro? Ads or?
Yeah, just ads. I might end up like stopping here randomly, just in case when these guys finish up class because I have somebody here. So like 6:30 is like when they finish. So around that time, just heads up.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we can get through it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, just the ad, just the health of them and kind of like next moves right after doing all that we did. Uh I answered your question with the last story post was the black one, the
Okay.
black ad.
Okay. All right. I'm just right now. So we did the black, the gray was only covered. Um, do you have your computer where we can check out your ads or not right now?
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. So let's go ahead and click on ad sets.
Jorge, you're muted, by the way.
Okay.
And then which one was the one that was performing? Which one is the last one that was performing? Which
The last one that was performing, I think it was this one. The story ad just sex.
so we got 4 book calls from that one, 160 spent. Go ahead and put a check mark next to it, bro.
A check mark?
Yeah.
Oh,
So 160 divided by 4, about $40 for a book call. Um, okay, why did we turn this one off?
I think we it slowed down like one like for a few days it ended up going from like whatever it was like $40 or something to like 100 or something like that.
Gotcha. So
Uh,
that's the gray background, and this is story placements. Okay. Is this Instagram story or Facebook story? That's working really well.
I think it was Instagram.
Okay, so Instagram stories, and then the black background, where is that one working really well?
It was the this one.
Yeah, so that's a story placement as well?
Yeah,
Okay, so stories is what's working, feeds is not working.
correct. Not as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And is the offer the same for the black background versus the gray background? Is like the offer the same?
No, this one I modeled the one that Tenny was using.
Right.
So the brand new program, into
Guarantee.
MMA, blah blah blah, right? Can you handle 10 new students? This one, no, this one. This one was looking for 5 school owners who want to add 20K in 90 days.
Okay. So which one is working out of those two gray backgrounds? Then 20K in 90 days is the one that's working.
Yeah, so 20K in 90 days was the one that was giving better results.
Okay. So the black one where you're asking that question of like, can you handle this? Is that originally modeled after like the ad that Aiden was running? Is it a question headline that they're using?
Um, this one.
Yeah. Can you handle 10 to 20? Like that's your headline,
So
right?
this was the copy. This was like the copy that I had.
Okay, okay, okay. What's your
This was
head?
the same copy across the board. The headline, I
Oh, is that the same copy that you use on the gray background?
think so, yeah. Um, yeah, this was a copy. The headline is this one. And then for this one, same headline. Yeah, same copy.
Okay, interesting. So that copy, if we look at Aiden and Tenny's initial black background, what's their copy look like on that one?
I have no idea, to be honest. I didn't even look at that. I just copied the creative.
I see. I see. Okay, okay. So
It's the same copy I've been using since like the very start.
right, right. So basically you took the gray background and you just switched out the creative, but you kept the exact same copy because that has already proven to work. Um, so what we can do, man, is we can do the black background and model the initial copy of the initial ad. Does that make sense?
No.
So if you go back to Slack, if you go to Slack,
Okay.
do you have Slack pulled up? I don't see it. Or if you have like a dual screen type of deal.
On mine or yours?
Yours.
Oh yeah, here.
So go to value drops. And then if you scroll up, you'll see whichever one has the black background ad. I think Aiden shared it. You'll see that the copy is there. Like I screenshot the copy or something. There you go. See the copy that's there?
Oh, this?
Yeah. So what I'm suggesting is that we model the copy as well. So instead
Okay.
of the copy that you have, let's model this copy to go with this ad.
With the black ones.
Yeah.
And you said leave this would be feed play or Advantage Plus placements or which ones?
I want to do feeds and story and just run it for like a few days. And then that's what my gut is saying. My gut is telling me to do that just to be sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if stories is the one that outperforms. And if it does, then we just kill that and then create stories. Does that make sense?
So feeds and stories, and then pretty much stories is the one that we're betting on.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, let's try an ad set. We have this copy, this creative, and we do Facebook feed, Facebook story, Instagram story, and let's just see what happens in like 2 days, 1 or 2 days. Keep me posted. And then from there, it'll either pop, maybe it'll pop off, maybe specific, we'll see that stories over and over again has just worked because that just worked in your niche. And we'll kind of make a decision from there. That's kind of what's going through my head next. The only other thing that I can think of is we have an ad set where you do pretty much what I gave a suggestion to Righteous, which is we have one ad set and within that ads within that ad set, we would have the gray background and the black background. So two separate ads in there and just kind of let Facebook kind of battle between those two. But before I do that, because we've already like kind of, I feel like we've already done that because you've already done the gray, gotten some book calls, you've already done the black, got some book calls. So now what I want is I want to kind of do just new variation, which is this one. It's like a third type of ad, which is like I want to stick to the script. I want to stick to like what's proven here.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of where my mind's at, bro. I don't know if that'll solve the problem. I don't know if we need some video ads. I don't know if we need to test out like the ad that's right below, which is the one with the star background. I'm not 100% sure what it is. So I
I
want to.
do have the new version of my old one
Okay.
that was finished.
Yeah, we can test
Maybe we
that.
could try that one out.
Yeah, let's try this one first. So
Yeah.
here's kind of what I'm thinking. We try this one first, then we try the star, and then we try the video one. That's gonna be the order of operations in my head.
Okay. I gotta run really quick, but I'll be back.
Okay.
So we'll just hold this stop for a second, but I'll be right back.
Sure.
Sorry, thank you.
Good. Does anybody have any exciting discovery or sales calls, by the way? Nobody's trying to get roasted.
I will say I just reviewed one of my discovery calls And just like after having a conversation with you, I was just seeing all the mistakes that I was making. And I was just like, yeah, I just got to get better. I
Wait,
mean, well, now I know what to do moving forward though. But
you're saying
I
this is
just
a
wasn't
discovery call?
a discovery call. Yeah, this was like 5 days ago. It's around the same time I talked to Joseph, but I didn't book the sales call with this guy. And it was just I noticed the same pattern. Got to get better at sales, not diving deep into the pain. Um, just after listening to it, like this dude was he was a business owner, still in the beginning stages, but he was at least trying. He only made like 3,500. He's only making like 3,500 a month. But I kind of got didn't know what to do once he said he didn't have like the money for ad spend. So I was like, there's probably two things there. Like either right, he doesn't have the money, which I think he does. Especially like if he has like credit card things like that. That or I just didn't give him that aha moment. Like I was listening to the script, like he was telling me like exactly what was going on in his business. He tried I didn't know Angie's List and all that stuff do a background check, but like that's stuff is crazy. He was like he tried Angie's List. They told him no, Yelp told him no, and I just didn't really dive deeper into like see if I can really help him out or not. I just kind of moved on. So I was like, okay,
Mm.
that's that's I got to get better on my part there. But just having those conversations with you, I'm able to pick up what I'm doing wrong easier.
Do you think, because I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. I do have to run, so I can't do like a full discovery call sales call breakdown today. But if I were to click on one, do you think it'd be better or more useful for me to click on that discovery call or like continue the sales call that I was looking at the other day?
Uh, you can continue the sales call from the other day, yeah.
Why are you, why are you cracking up?
Because it was I don't know, it was just an eye opener for me because I was, struggling on that sales call aspect. But I was like, yeah, I can do this. I just need practice and to actually stop being a little bitch and do it.
I don't
It's
think you're
just
being, I don't think you're being a little bitch, but
that's how I was feeling sometimes. Be a little awkward on the call. I just got to get better at listening and just, I'll get better.
yeah, yeah. Um, which one was this one?
Yeah, I think I only posted one sales call in there.
Yeah, we'll just hang out for a little bit. You know,
Yeah, I have jobs in.
yeah.
I'm supposed to be somewhere at 4. Oh, but sorry, my laptop kept disconnecting.
All good, man. All good. I'll just take a few minutes just to get ready because sometimes the internet stuff like that could give you some difficult. Never know with Zoom either. How's the day so far?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah, up pretty late last night, and kids get us up. We gotta get up early and take the kids and
I hear you.
work out. Yeah, just tired.
Super tired. I got you. I got you. You don't have like a hard out here in the next like 30, 40 minutes or now? Or so do you?
So small little thing, but I would have said something about that. And like, well, well, hopefully, well, I'm gonna try to make this as seamless and easy as possible for you today. Then I would acknowledge what he said, right? Instead of
Yeah,
into that small little
that's
thing.
my problem. Like I'll move on, but yeah, I'll just move on. I'll say something like generic.
Because you're nervous. Because you're nervous. You're trying to go through a script. You're trying to go there. You're trying to push the conversation. Instead of sitting with it and being like, what did he really say? And let me reflect on that and say
Yeah.
something back nicely.
This was the dude that was skeptical too. So like in my mind, I'm like, dude, just get ready. You might have to bail on this call. But yeah.
No, I'm supposed to be somewhere at 4.
Okay.
But
No, I'll make sure I get through my slides in a timely manner. That way we're not, rushing through cramming through things. Is it all right if I go ahead and share my screen with you?
So in that case, I mean, I would have again, 4 o'clock is when he had to leave. So how long? What time was it at that point? Like 3 o'clock? It says 5. Can't hear you.
It's 3 o'clock there. He's in Idaho.
So he had like an hour.
Yeah.
So I think I would have set proper expectation and been like, cool, man. Well, in that case, let's go and just delve on in and I'll go as fast or as slow as you need me to go. And I will say this is probably one of the most important calls that you and I will have. If you decide to move forward, we do have an onboarding call, but we'll cross that bridge when we need to cross that bridge. But I don't want to rush things. I want to go through as much as we can here, and I want to be respectful of your time. But in the event that I can't get through all the slides, we might need to do a part 2. Is that okay?
That's what I should have did. 100%. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna write that
Time
down.
is your time, bro. Like the way you gotta think about it, bro, is like every slide you need, right? Every slide, every single thing, it's all mandatory. You can't skip anything. So you have to set proper expectations with him, so that you can get through everything.
Cool, cool, cool. Give me one moment. These things so crazy. All right. All right. Can you see my screen? Cool, cool, cool. So pretty much, I'm gonna be running through these slides here, and you'll be able to see everything on your end as well. You can see everything I'm scrolling through right here, right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Perfect. All right. So in terms of the purpose of these calls, Joseph, is to help me find the next painting contractor that's committed to building a 6 to 7 figure painting business.
So hover over that, right? So his eyes are like, what the fuck is he talking about? So I like to hover over it. The purpose of these calls, I like to hover over that. Make sense?
Yep, that makes sense. Now we already have 20 clients, and we're currently looking for our 21st. Now, in terms of the overall process,
this part again, it's a small little tip, but I like to have 20. The way I do my things, I don't know if you're doing the actual. I'll go in there, and so right now we have our 20, and I'll pull up my Slack. So we're looking for a 22nd client. You guys have okay.
first you qualified.
Small little thing. I don't think it would make that big of a difference. I think you just checking the time would make the bigger difference. Or just checking and make sure that they have time.
Then I'll qualify you. I'll explain my system. I may or may not make you an offer depending on how things go. And if I do, at that point, the ball will be in your court in terms of what you want to do. Now, you've already completed this step here. You qualified me. Chances are you like what I said on our initial call. Now we move on to the next step where I just ask you a few questions just to make sure I can help. And so my question is, are you interested in proceeding with the outline process to discover if it makes sense to work more closely together?
Yeah.
All right. So really quick here, I want to save you and I both a bunch of time. As you can see, there is quite a bit of slides that I run through here on these demos, like 41 slides. And I really just want to save you and I both a bunch of time. And the way I like to go about doing that is just by first starting off with a few qualifying questions first. This way we make sure it makes sense to run through this demo today. If it makes sense, great, we'll keep chatting. If not, I'll let you know and that'll just save us both a bunch of time. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. All right, so a few questions for you, Joseph. Now, I can tell you pretty confidently that if you pass these questions with flying colors, then our program will be a good fit for you. And ultimately, the ball will be in your court in terms of what you want to do. But this is what we need in order to make things work. So I'll go ahead and get started with the qualifying questions. So the first one, are you willing to drive out to SM?
It's like I can tell like you're reading it off and you're trying to get through it, but you're not focused on reading his body language. I can just tell. Does that make sense? I can just tell that you're just trying to get through it. You're nervous. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you're nervous. I don't know what it is.
I was nervous for sure. I knew he was still skeptical, and like in my mind, I'm like, dude, he's gonna bring up some. I didn't know what he was like skeptical about in this at this time. And I think I start like feeling a little bit better after I figured out like it was just like a Google thing because he talked to some friends and they were telling him that Google is much better than Facebook. But I was thinking it was more so he was like looking me up and couldn't find anything about me and stuff like that. But I was still nervous.
Yeah. We gotta I don't know, man. Maybe like and take a shot of whiskey before these sales calls, bro. I don't
This guy has the same body language of the dude that I was on.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, he had the same look, same frown kind of thing, kind of like he's holding something's bugging him in the back of his brain, and I just can't tell what it is yet. So like I kind of feel like he has it.
Are you open to run different offers on ad like 10, 15% off?
Yep.
Cool. And we just like to be upfront, transparent. That way you know what we're rolling.
I like what you're doing here because you're using extra words. You're not just like 10 to 15. And then here's the reason I'm asking, by the way. Like I like you doing it. That feels more natural to me. The first one, you're like 20, 25 minute radius. He's like, yeah, like cool, man. Just making sure, I don't know how close off you are, or but typically each of our clients, we give them about a 25-mile radius and like get them separated. This way your leads are exclusive to that particular location. Turn to my second question, man. Are you open to us running a different offers for you, like for example, 10, 15% off? The reason I asked is just, these work really well to get people to click and get into the funnel.
Now that we're all on the same page. Third question, can you take on 30 to 50 new leads per month?
I believe so.
Okay, you believe so. Got you. Now, if a lead comes in at a reasonable, and that part, I didn't know what the hell to say when he said, I think so. I should have been like, what do you mean exactly? Right?
Yeah,
like, what do you think so? Like,
So-
if you get 15, is that too much? Like 20, like I should have dove deeper on that. So it's things like that I'm noticing that I'm not doing. And I'm just doing this, like just running through the script type stuff. And I'll do the same thing on discovery calls.
So why are you doing it though? Why?
Well, I was nervous 100%. Like I was just,
What you need to be saying or doing? Nervous or not knowing?
you said what?
Is it because of nerves or is it because of not knowing what I should be saying or doing until after the fact where you review it?
Nerves. Cause like I thought about like you need to be like I in my head I'm like Coach Sheik is like man you know this you sit on this one don't you move on, but I'm like I was nervous the whole time on this one. That's why I was like I knew I did a little bit better as far as like the flow, but it's just like everything else was like off as far as like the belief. Time of day 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Will you be on average able to call them within 5 minutes?
Yeah, yes.
Perfect, perfect. Again, we asked this question because speed to lead is really, really important.
I like what you're doing there, right? You're talking, you're getting more words out. Like this is super crucial. You're doing good. This is good.
When dealing with internet leads, and if you want to stay on top of them, they can go on to the next competitor, and you can lose them forever. So we definitely just want to be
See how you just said like, oh yeah. What I see there is emotion. You're bringing out some motion out of him. Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah. It's a good sign.
top of it within that first 2 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, usually when people are making decisions like this, they are contacting 4 or 5 people at once, and it's like the first one to call them back is gonna be the first one to get out there and give them an estimate. Yeah.
100%, 100%. So the quicker you are with your response, the better ratio for you, right? The more homes that you can get into. My next question.
So you did good there.
I almost messed up, but you see what I mean? When I start freestyling, they could get. But no, I think it's just nerves. Like I just got to be more calm and relax, and I'll probably say the right thing instead of just overthinking. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Instead of it being nervous, I'm just overthinking too much.
You're somebody responds and then you try to respond right away instead of like taking a second to let them chill and for you to respond. So he says that, and then so as you're nodding your head, you're doing like that's great energy. And then you're like, and then after he says that, I would have been like, yep. So these leads, man, they're either yours or somebody else's, and I prefer that you get them in. See that like energy there? Something like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any other?
Question is, do you have any other business partner involved, or does the spouse make decisions with you regarding the business?
Yeah, I do. I have a spouse that makes decisions with me.
Okay, okay. Now I know on our call I didn't ask you that. I kind of missed that question there. So our question is, if everything looks good for you on this call, I like to record all these calls just for training and marketing purposes.
So you already know. So for anybody that's listening to this right now, Riviera, the issue that he had, you shouldn't have this call, right? He should not have proceeded with this call. He has to have everybody at the same place. And so,
But
I'll go over what I would have said.
you are able to take this recording and show it with your partner. That way you can kind of both go through, and if it
She wasn't here ready to do the appointment, but I had to because that's what I thought it was at.
Yeah.
And then she had to go pick up the kids. So
got you, no worries, no worries. In that case, I'm not, I know that you're super busy, so I'm not gonna like reschedule the call to have her on here. I typically do that. But what I'll do is I'll make sure I have this recording, and that way you can kind of back and forth, and if it makes sense, we'll schedule a call where we can make a decision and then get you rocking and rolling from there. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, so I like what you're saying in terms of, hey, so you can make a decision, everything. You're basically saying like, hey, I'm not here to fuck around. The problem is, again, you're saying I'm going to record this, give it to you, da, 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 no, no. So if it were me, I would say something along the lines of, oh, you have somebody else that makes decision with you. Are you guys like 50-50, or is it because, she's a wife? Got it. In that case, I mean, do you think that we need to, I guess, I mean, it is super important that all parties are available. I don't want to play I've already explained this to you, Righteous, but I don't want to play, I don't think it's wise to play the telephone game where I say something to you and then you say something to her and she might misunderstand. And we just go back and forth. I I guess like, so she's picking up the kids right now, right? See the energy? I'm concerned. So she's picking up the kids right now. It's like, when does she get back? I know you said you have something at 4. Like, when does she get back? When are you guys both free later today? Like 6? Is that would 6 work? I would say it that way.
Okay.
And then get them to get them to agree to that and be like, all right, cool. Well, let's just go and get this out at 6. In terms of my next question, I'll go and just like finish the slide for you, Joseph. But then I think we'll probably conclude. Yeah, we'll probably conclude, and then we'll review this at 6 p.m. But in terms of ad spend, are you currently in a place where you can afford to spend $30 to $50 a day towards ad spend? That'll get you about 15 qualified leads. Is that something you're in a position to do?
Now, next question is, do you currently have access to 30 to 50 a day to spend towards your marketing to generate a bare minimum of 15 qualified leads?
I do, yeah.
Perfect, perfect.
So I'm a little bit confused about that. So 35 to 50. So are you saying that if they spend 35 to 50, you're going to get 15 qualified leads a month?
Yeah, bare minimum 15 qualified leads.
Okay.
I probably should change that though, because sometimes I'll be reading it like, why did I gotta stop doing that.
I would get rid of the minimum. If you do that, then you just have to clarify, because like I know he's just like thinking 30 to 50, but like what does that 30 to 50 actually get him? So if it were me, it's like, do you currently have are you in a position, do you currently have access to the 30 to 50 that you spend towards your marketing budget? If you are able to if you're able to do that, I know in my experience that's going to generate about 15 qualified leads for you. These are the individuals, you're going to instead of saying 15 qualified, I mean, actually, I would say 15 qualified leads. Of those qualified leads, you're going to be able to close a majority of those into paying customers. I would just use more words because this is a little bit confusing by itself. Um, so I wouldn't get rid of 15 qualified. I would just add more words to it so that he understands what the 30 to $50 is going to get him.
Now,
Okay.
if anything prevent you from moving forward today, I'll say everything looks good, and you want to move forward, we'll transact.
I don't know about this question. Is there anything preventing you from moving forward? I would say, is there anything that would prevent us from being able to launch ads for you on Monday or something like that? Is there anything that would prevent you from is there anything that would prevent you from being able from us launching in 3 days and you starting to work leads here in 3 days? Because this just feels salesy. This just to me sounds a little bit salesy. Is there anything that prevents you from moving forward today? So I would say something like, hey, gotcha. And is there anything that would prevent us from being able to launch for you here within 3 days? Typically, that's how long it's taken us. And then, typically, so today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'd launch. Friday, you get your first lead in. Within the week, you'd have, your first client closed. Is there anything that would prevent that? He says no. Okay, cool, man. So basically, like, I guess what I'm asking you is like, I just want to make sure there's no like job you have to go to. You're not traveling. There's not a wedding. Like, basically, if everything sounds good to you, we're gonna be able to launch for you and you're gonna be able to work those leads. Again, I don't want to see you spend money on leads and then you're kind of burning through your cash because you're not able to work those leads. Does that make sense, John? John says yeah. So that's how I would position it.
Okay. I'm writing this down so I don't think I'm ignoring it.
Good, bro.
Back, and then what we typically like to do is after you transact, we like to schedule out an onboarding so we can set proper expectations. You know what to expect week 1, 2, and months 2 and 3 and so forth. Would you be able to hop on that call? Within cool. So it doesn't have to be like tomorrow or the next day, but we do it pretty soon within that first week just to make sure we get everything settled. Cool.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that's a good or bad. I think it's because of the way you phrase this question. That's how that came out. I don't think that's super important. I think if you just do the launching thing here within 3 days, and then he says yeah, and then you're like, cool, so no traveling, no nothing, you're good to go. He says yeah. I think that's it. I don't think you need to say like, oh, cool, because we're gonna onboard you here in 24 hours. I don't think you need to say any of that stuff.
Awesome. Well, based on the answers that you shared with me, I know our program will be a good fit for you, and ultimately you should be able to make everything work. But I don't see any red flags or anything that's prohibiting us from working together if you want. Yeah. So I do have some questions. So how you guys aren't connected to like my Facebook page or anything like that? You guys.
So I think the way you said it is fine. Again, here's how I would have said it is it's not the program is good for you. It's, hey, if you want to make this program work, bro, it'll work for you. I don't see why it wouldn't work for you. Let's see what you said.
But I don't see any red flags or anything that's prohibiting us from working together if you want. Yeah, but tomorrow or the next day. But we do it so we can set proper expectations. You know what to expect week 1, 2, and months 2 and 3 and so forth. Would you be able to hop on that call? Within that first week just to make sure we get everything that you shared with me. I know our program. Oh, awesome. Well, based on the answers that you shared with me, I know our program will be a good fit for you, and ultimately you should be able to make everything work. But I don't see any.
Yeah, it's just how you say it, bro. That's what it is. It's just how you say it, bro. You're not even saying like the wrong thing. It's just how you say it, bro. I think I would have been like, cool, man. I would have side back and relaxed a little bit. Like, cool, man. Well, got good news for you, man. In terms of these questions, everything is green flag across the board. In other words, man, I feel pretty confident that our program is going to be a good fit for you. It's going to work for you. But ultimately, the ball's in your court, man. We'll go through the rest of this process, and if it feels good to you, great. If not, I want to say that. And if everything smells good to you, then awesome, man. We'll rock and roll. But again, like I said, based off of these questions, I don't see any reason why you'd start with our program or anything. I think it'd be a good fit for you. But again, I'll let you be the judge of that. That being said, and then I think you might have to cut it off at that point because you got to get the wife involved.
Red flags or anything that's prohibiting us from working together if you want. Yeah, but I do have some questions. So how you guys aren't connected to like my Facebook page or anything like that? You guys are just running ads in my area, and then that's a great question. We actually do get ads in my area.
So this is what I meant: is you cut him off before you let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
That's a great question. We actually do get access to your Facebook and Instagram account so that we can run the ads. And so you'll be able to see everything on your end as well. And we'll send you a kickoff form. That way you can fill all that information out. That way we can get access to your assets like that. But yeah, we recommend just running it from your account. Makes everything easier on our end. Okay. Yep, absolutely. You have any other questions before I move on? So when I got in contact with you, the ad that I clicked on, that said a 90-day certain dollar amount guarantee. How does that work? Yeah, so 50K in 90 days. So typically what we're seeing like literally in the first few months, people are just crushing it, right? And if you're not able to hit that.
Okay, so how do you prevent all this shit? I think What did you say? Did you say, do you have questions?
Yeah, we recommend just running it from your account. Makes it ask form, be able to see everything, Facebook and Instagram account. A great question. We actually do get ads in my area, and then like my Facebook page. So how if you want. Yeah. So I do have some questions. So how you guys aren't connected to like my Facebook page or anything like that. You guys are just running ads
So you didn't necessarily do anything wrong. It's just him jumping the gun a little bit.
in my area, and then how. That's absolutely. You have any other questions before I move on? So when I got in contact with you, the ad that I clicked on, that's a 90-day certain dollar amount guarantee. How does that work? Yeah, so 50K in 90 days. So typically what we're seeing, like literally in the first few months, people are just crushing it, right? And if you're not able to hit that goal, 50K in that 90-day time frame, we'll work with you for free. Okay. And that's how it typically works. And we really haven't had to do that because typically people are close to that goal and they're like, let's just keep rocking and rolling. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Now I just wanted to read this.
Yeah, I don't know what I was supposed to say there, but
I don't think you did a bad job, man. I just
okay, cool.
think he kind of threw something at you, and
them back.
it's just your delivery of how you say it, bro. It's just like this.
That because typically people are close to that goal and they're like, let's just keep rocking and rolling. And how does that work? Yeah, so 50K in 90 days. So typically what we're seeing, like literally in the first few months, people are just crushing it, right? And if you're not able to hit that goal, 50K in that 90-day time frame, we'll work with you for free. Okay. And that's how it typically.
So I think maybe it's the fact that you keep saying I see a lot of people.
Yeah.
The reason they're saying is I don't know if I'm being clear with my words, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? That's what really means. That's why people always say Nah, bro, they don't know. You hope they know. Yeah, it's just the delivery of it. I don't think you necessarily said the wrong thing. It's like, yeah, so the offer is what entailed, which is 50K 90 days. Most people that work with us within 90 days, they're able to hit that 50K stretch mark. If for some reason you don't, we continue to work with you until you do at absolutely no charge. I don't expect that to happen. But yeah, the offer implies exactly what we do.
That's what I was trying to say, but it didn't come out. Oh, but no, I got you. I appreciate it.
No, you did okay. You did okay. You didn't say the wrong thing. You didn't say the wrong thing. It's just a delivery thing for you, bro. It's just delivery.
Really works.
Again, a shot of whiskey is probably all you need. I'm just
I
kidding.
might have to do that. just a little bit.
Cool. Coach's program turned me into a raging alcoholic. I don't know that.
Hey, if I'm closing deals,
Yeah.
that's all that we got to do.
Hey,
and we really haven't had to do that because typically people are close to that goal and they're like.
And so when you're saying things like you just sound not confident, like we really haven't had to do that. It's like, what does that mean? We really haven't had to do that. So does that make sense? It's like we really haven't had to do that. So that means you have done that or you haven't done that. I don't even know if what I'm saying to you makes sense. We really haven't had to do that.
No, that makes sense because if he would have asked me what you just said, I would have been like, "Oh shit," Yeah, we've had to do. I see what you're saying now because it's not really clear. Is that what you're trying to say? Does that make sense?
The way you said it is like we really haven't had to do it, which means that you have had to do it in the past. But the way you're saying is like we really haven't had, which means like most of our clients are not dealing with that, but we have had to do on occasion or two. It's just kind of unclear. It's not confident versus like the way I said is like, yeah, so the offer implies exactly what we're doing, which is 50K in 90 days. If for some reason you don't hit the 50K within 90 days, yeah, we'll work with you for free until you hit that number. And I don't expect that to happen, but that is a guarantee. So I would have said it that way, I think.
Yeah.
Let's just keep rocking and rolling. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Now, I just wanted to revisit this from our initial call, just to make sure, I got my facts straight in terms of your goals and what you're looking for help with. Now, I know that you pretty much just got started a few months.
Nothing really wrong with this. It's like, cool, man. So before we get started, I just want to, before we get started with before we delve super deep into the presentation, just want to kind of revisit a few points from our discovery call. These are the things that I wrote down that I felt like were important. I just want to go over this, cross my T's, dot my I's, make sure that I'm getting whatever's important to you. From what I understand, you're in Idaho, you've been open for 3 months. The problem that you're running into, when I asked you, I was like, well, what is the biggest challenge that you're dealing with? What's not working as well as you feel like it could be working is your leads from a contractor, and he basically a subcontract now. So like jobs that maybe he doesn't want or he doesn't have time for. And things are starting to slow down because, that contractor is going out of town. And so you're kind of at the mercy of that contract. You're kind of at the mercy of like whenever he gives you jobs, you get them. Whenever you don't, you don't. Am I understanding that correctly? That's kind of what I took away from it.
Months in business, but you've been crushing it. And you're in Idaho, correct? Yeah. All right, you're in Idaho, in business, crushing it. Now you were getting leads from a contractor.
You're Idaho crushing it. I don't know if you want to say that because now you're just like saying he's like, if he's crushing it, why does he need you?
And then you said it started to slow down just because the contractor had to go out of town.
Yeah, I wasn't getting leads from him. He was just landing the jobs, and then I was doing the jobs for him. So the leads and like that I was getting were based off of any of his customers like calling me back, knowing that I was a subcontractor. I got like 5 jobs back off those where they called me back out to give them a quote on something else and then did more work for him. So I haven't really got on any leads via phone call. I haven't got because I just barely started this week, basically trying to reach out and get leads and started advertising very small, just boosting my post on Facebook and trying to gain more traction there. I can say I'm a little bit concerned. So after our phone call that we had, I did a little bit more market research, and the industry, I guess, is kind of pointing more towards Google links versus Facebook. Like
that's what you think about from your research?
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know how true that is, but just so I contacted a couple of painters in the Boise area and talked to them because I have relationships with them and said, hey, typically where are you getting more of your leads from? And are you getting them from Facebook, Instagram? Or are you getting them more from like Angie's List? And was kind of making contact with them there. They're like, really? You have to be at the top of the charts in Google. And so that's why I wanted my wife on the call, like prior, because she's going to be handling more of bringing that kind of stuff in. And she's like, I really think we should be spending the money on advertising via Google. So,
gotcha. No, yeah, I appreciate you for sharing that with me, giving me a better understanding of what research you come across. And they're not wrong per se. Like you really want to get ranked on that first page of Google. The problem with that is it can take months, right? And so the verification process is they tweak, they made changes. Like Google, they always make these updates. It used to be as easy as like putting your name, phone number, email, EIN. Now the verification process has gotten a lot more strict. So they want to see an actual business location. They want you to they want you to take a video and record the sign, and that it just creates a lot of confusion and a little trouble because you got to do that all in one take, right? Like you can't just go to your phone and record. Like you have to do it through the Google verification process. So that brings me to say that's why I put my focus on the Facebook and Instagram ads, because it is 100% way faster than getting leads when it comes to Google. You already have Google, great, keep getting reviews, because as you get more reviews, you get rewarded for that, and you do get placed to the top of those Google pages. So your friends aren't wrong. However, just in the beginning stages, who has the time to wait, months to get that verification, get the reviews, get put on the front page, and it just costs money. So that's my take on the Google thing. I wouldn't say don't do it. I would just say, have something coming in to where that it makes sense to be like, okay, I can put money into the Google aspect, and I have enough business coming in to where that, won't hurt me, to kind of wait on the verification process. And that's my take on Google and why I've been able to help my clients kind of crush it in that space. It's a lot easier to get Facebook ads running. And then when contacting the leads, like all you really need is a local phone number registered through A2P, and that takes 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, and you can start calling and texting people versus Google.
What's A2P?
I don't know exactly what it stands for, but it's a
Nah, bro, nah, there's nothing you don't know.
verification process that has to be done for you to be able to locally text people with a number from the ads, right? So you get an actual number registered in that area that's attached to a CRM. So you won't have to worry about calling from your actual cell phone. You'll have a phone number and everything in place.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I'm glad you cleared that up for me, because you said that I was thinking he was getting you leads, but he's getting you the jobs, and you're just going out there and doing the service. And then from there, another great service, you get referral.
See, I don't know that he's fully sold, bro. So I think what he was saying was, all right, before I say anything, what you walk me through what just happened. He asked you a question, he had some kind of an objection, you handled what you handled. What exactly is going on? What was he actually saying versus what are you trying to do?
He was basically saying that he had talked to some friends that are in the business, and that they said that, like, Google is better than Facebook per se, like quicker to get results and things like that. And then I was pretty much trying to, tell him about like the verification process on Google, and that it can take long, it could take months. And then I'll try to go explaining, when it comes to Facebook, all you have to do is pretty much get A2P registered when it comes to running ads. But yeah, I was saying, yeah, go ahead.
So basically, there's Google Ads, and then there's Google SEO. Okay, so Google, are you familiar with the difference between Google Ads versus Google SEO?
No, not really.
Okay. I kind of figured that might be the issue. You did good in terms of what you had to work with in terms of your current knowledge. So me just going over this is going to help you out. So there's Google SEO, which is like you go into a website and there's like a section that they code, and you have to put in like certain words. And the idea is that this will allow a website to get ranked on the first page of Google. And so that's organic, and that takes months to years, and it's extremely competitive. The chance of him getting on the first page is almost nil at this point, because that's been fucking like 20, 30, I don't know how long people have been doing that, 20 years plus. So he's right in that if you get on the first page of Google, like it gives you a shit ton of business. The other way to get on the first page of Google is what you're talking about, which that's called Google My Business. So that's what you're talking about, Google My Business. So Google SEO is organic. They don't have to pay for it, but it takes years to do it. The other option there's three options. That's option one. Option two is Google My Business, which again is all the stuff you're talking about, verification, this and that, da, 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 and they have to get a shit ton of reviews. And even then, it's very hard. Like Mason was doing this for I think his godfather and got like a few people. He got them and took care of them, but it's really difficult to do. The third thing is you just pay to be on the first page, and so that's Google Ad. That's what he was talking about.
Uh,
So Google Ads, if somebody spends money on Google Ads, that's going to get them to a first page. So those are the three things. So now that you know that, you could have probably broken that down for him.
yeah.
So yeah, you're right, Joseph. Google is a very powerful tool. Now here are the three ways to get on the first page. Step one, for the first thing is called something called Google SEO. Now Google SEO is basically just through, keywords and stuff like that. You go into your website, you got to get that, coded. It's going to cost you thousands of dollars just to pay somebody to do something like that. By the way, we do that on the house. But it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to find a good person. And on top of that, it takes literally months, years to even get on the first, even if you're able to. Most people are not able to. The second option you have, does that make sense? Just yeah, cool. The second option you have is something called Google My Business, and then you can maybe pull up. You go to Google, pull something up, and show the little box area. So painters, Columbus, Ohio. So first of all, okay. So basically, if I look here, these people right here, all these people have gotten ranked on the first page. It's because they're good at Google SEO. They've been around for a long time. That's the first category. The second category is this Google My Business thing right here. This is all the shit you were talking about. This is getting inside that little box thing. And again, if somebody gets in this box thing, they're fucking golden. I'm sorry, this box right here. And then you have Google Ads, which I think are these three, and I think it's this one. I could be wrong here, but the main premise is all you need to really understand. So there's organic SEO, there's this box, which is Google My Business, and then there's ads, Google Ads. Okay. So those are the three ways to get on this page. Now, the problem with the SEO, I've already explained, it takes a bunch of time, energy, and all that shit. They may or may not get it. This one, you have to do a bunch of verification, all that shit. And look at how many fucking reviews, bro. It's 703, 319, 60. So you can show them that, be like, hey, this is how many fucking reviews you have to get. It takes time, energy. You're probably not in a position to be able to get on here. And even here, the worst case, 60 reviews, that's not something that you're going to be able to do within like a month's time. It's going to take you a while to get 60 reviews. So this is pretty much out of the box too. The third option is, yeah, you can put money towards Google Ads, and that would get you to be one of these three people, or it would get you to be this person. The problem with Google Ads, in my experience, is it's expensive as hell. Your cost per acquisition is going to be through the roof. In my experience, and this is where, again, you got to throw in some song and dance and be a salesperson. So your cost per acquisition, my experience, is going to be through the roof. So in other words, for us, the cost per acquisition, I don't know what the cost per acquisition is. Like you would know that based off of like the 3 or 4 people that you've helped that have gotten results. I don't know how much, what was it, like 250, 300, I don't know. So you just say it's like, in my experience, it costs about $250 to $300 if you're running Facebook ads. Now, if you're running Google ads, it's going to cost you damn near $1,000 plus in order to get one deal closed. So this is the problem when it comes to Google Ads. Yes, your friends are right. Google is a great place, but respectfully, it's a dino source, right? This is an old school method in terms of getting clientele. However, when you're using Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, these things have a lot less competition, which allows you to get in front of people way cheaper. You and I are having a conversation. Why? Because of Facebook ads, not Google ads. If I tried to do this with Google ads, it would cost me an arm and a leg to have a conversation with you right now. So that's why we stick away from Google ads. And so imagine you pull up the screen, imagine you broke it down like this with him, spend a good solid 10 minutes. He's going to be sold. You're just from that, you're going to have so much trust from him. Just from that. And then you go into the rest of this conversation. He's already eating out of the palm of your hands, bro.
Nah, that helps out a lot. That was golden because I was definitely confused on the Google side. And I was like, this might be a minute before I touch it.
Yeah. So what's going on in his head, bro, is like in my opinion, what's happening is here's what's actually happening, bros. He's not sold because you didn't. How could he be sold? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So nothing you said made sense to you. How could it make sense to him? But the way I just like logically broke it down, if you were to explain it to him this way, he would understand it and then he would be sold. Here, he's not sold. He's just being nice to you. And so if people don't buy into your method, if they don't buy into like, okay, this is why this shit works, he's never gonna buy. So the rest of this conversation, man, that's probably the most important thing. Literally just this, the most important thing. And then the rest of the conversation, he's just kind of deciding how much he vibes with you. honestly, how much he vibes with you, your energy, and all that stuff. He's gonna make a decision based off of that.
Yeah.
So
Because
now
that was his like
that
main
was, yeah,
skeptic, you know, because that was it. So
that was it. That was the main thing. Yep.
I
So
yeah.
no, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say, bro.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna say I did a lot better than what in my head what I was picturing. Like I thought one it wasn't even gonna be a Google question. So I'm still glad that it was because I kind of knew what to say, just not 100% to where you know he's bought in. Because I was like, yeah, I'm saying some bull. I just know. I tried to help my cousin because he has a cleaning business and I got access to his Facebook. I was trying to get him on like Google and everything, and they freaking said you gotta have you
Yeah.
need yeah, it's crazy. They wanted to see his building, his storefront on the street. They wanted him to record, not even with your phone. They want you to record it with your computer. I'm like, I don't even know how you do that. I'm like, hey, yeah, you ain't getting on Google. It's beyond me, man.
Some
They was
cool
like, they want to see you take the keys, put it in the office door, open it up, take a picture of your tools. They want to see the street sign with the building on the street. I'm like, yeah, they're not playing.
Yeah, yeah. That's because again, Google My Business is such a powerful tool, and so many people were gaming it. So now they don't allow you to game anymore. That being said, let me go back to Jorge real quick,
Yeah,
and come back and
appreciate all the time that I've taken up so far. So.
you're good, bro. Jorge, you there? All right, so he's probably got something, so we'll go back to him.
Roles and things like that. Yeah. Got you. Cool. And your goal is to get to a million revenue a year. Yeah. Next year was it December? The goal? December of next year. Yeah. December next year you want to get to 1 million. And you're currently at 15 to 20K. Is that about right? Yeah. Per month. Yeah. Per month. Okay. Yeah. So per month. And one thing I did take away from what you were saying on the call is that there was a very tragic thing that happened to your wife. Her father passed away, I believe. And you said that you pretty much experienced having to you had a bad experience with that, right? And that led you. Essentially, I want to build a business that I can run away from the business and not actually have to be in the business. Right. So that if I need to step away and let managers or office personnel run it, while I take the time that I need for my wife to heal or anything else that may get thrown our way, just absolutely. Yeah. That makes 100% sense, right? If something was to happen, you're able to step out of the business and actually take care of the family things. Yeah. Things. That makes sense. Cool. Is there anything else that you think I should add here? It's important. I think so. Okay. Cool. All right.
So I haven't seen the other enough of these calls to see this part, but I feel like there's more. Um, it's like I got to get him to be like, what is the issue? Why? So you're trying to get to 1 million. You're at 15 and 20 right now. So I guess like what steps have you made to get yourself to 1 million in terms of your overall strategy and what's kind of the bottleneck right now? That's something I want to get a little bit more clear on. Joseph, can you walk me through some of the things that you're trying right now? I don't know. Point is like I need to. You're kind of talking. You're kind of doing what Jorge did here the other day, where he's just like talking. He's like, so you can do 20-25 mile race, right? Cool. And then you can do this, right? And then you can do this, right? Instead of being like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? You're putting words into his mouth. So you're like putting words into his mouth instead of asking him questions of like, so like what all have you done for this? And just let him talk. Point is like this is the slide for him to talk. Does that make sense? I don't have the right answer for you in terms of like what you could have said or done. I feel like it's just ways you could have said that you could it's more of like open-ended questions. So from what I understand, you've been open for 3 months. I guess like what were you doing before and what were you doing before this? Or I don't know. Like point is you gotta get him to talk instead of you talking.
Get put on the front page and it just costs money. So that's my take on the Google thing. I wouldn't say don't do it. It's like all you really need to number registered 20K. Is that about right? Yeah. Is that there was a very tragic build a business that I can run away and why I take the time that I need for my wife to heal or anything else that may get thrown our way. Just absolutely. That makes 100% sense, right? If something was to happen, you're able to step out of the business and actually take care of the family things. Yeah. Things. That makes sense. But was there anything else that you think I should add here? It's important. I think so. Okay. Cool. All right, so this is where we are. So based on everything you shared with me, I'm pretty sure that we can help you out. And to be honest, I already knew based on our initial call. For me, the purpose of asking you a question that I actually so far was just to get to know you, see how you react, which will help determine if we would be a great fit for each other. At the end of the day, culture and compatibility supersedes everything for us. And so with that being said, this is where we are in terms of the conversation. The next step in the conversation is where I just show you how our system works from A to Z. Again, I don't see anything jumping out and me just telling me our system wouldn't work for you. But the ball's in your court. If you'd like for me to share how our system works from A to Z, I'd be happy to dive into that.
Yeah, I would like to understand it a little bit more. I'm guessing that you guys are gonna have access, like from based on what you told me, you'll have access to my Facebook. I don't have an Instagram yet. So and you'll be posting ads and doing the target audiences on those, and
yep, we'll run.
I'm guessing adding my phone number to it, the one that you said.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. All the ads will be ran from your account, so you'll be able to see all the engagement, people liking, commenting on that stuff. You'll be able to interact with them from there.
Okay.
If you want to, you don't have to, like if people want to post, but you'll be able to see all that stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and pretty much share a system with you that we're using to help painting contractors close new clients on demand and collect an additional.
I feel like I'm biased because if I were to go back in time, how would I have interacted? How would I have done that? I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like based off of what he just said, of like, hey, I want to learn more about the system. I'm a little bit confused. I think what I would have done is I would have been like, okay, yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, what part specifically were you confused about? And I think I would have spent time there. I think I would have spent time like answering his questions. I think maybe I would have even fast forwarded to, you know, I think maybe what I would have done is fast forward to that one slide where where you have everything, like the arrows or whatever, like this slide right here, 33. Slide 33, I think I would have went there and been like, okay, what specific part are you confused about regarding the system? Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I think I would have just done this and been like, and I think I would just kind of gotten some information from him and just kind of give him a high level overview so that he feels like, okay, I understand it enough to where you're able to then go back on track and kind of go through the presentation. So let's say he says, okay, I'm a little bit confused. Got it. In terms of this, like which part were you specifically confused on? And then you give him just enough information where he's like, okay, makes sense. And then once he says, okay, and then you're like, okay, makes sense. Are you clear on that? He says, yeah, cool, man. Well, that being said, man, let's go back. I do want to run through these initial slides and you know, take you through the journey that I typically take people through. Is that okay? He says, yeah. And then I would go in order, I think. I think I would have done that.
I just, you already know. I just went straight into the story on them. So
no, it's okay. It's hard to know. This is a little bit challenging. I'm kind of even me, I'm like kind of guessing in terms of like what the right move would be, and I think that would be the right move, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. Because he's telling you like how this is something I'm confused on. So if he's telling you that he's confused on this thing, and you're like, okay, cool, yeah, yeah, I got you, and then you just go into this thing, his mind is not on. Here's what's going through my head. He tells you, yeah, I want to learn more about this. I'm a little bit confused on it. Got it, no problem. And then you start telling the story. His mind's not focused on the story. His mind is somewhere else. His mind is like, okay, well, how does the system work? If I'm able to calm his mind down and show him how the system works, then he can pay full attention to this thing and be emotionally bought in. That's what's kind of going through my head.
Referrals, and that stuff is great, right? It shows.
But let me check on Jorge real quick. Jorge, you there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we were just kind of going through this while we were waiting on you, bro. But going back to like our ads and everything, what question did you have, bro?
I just want to be like, I watch this back too. But I guess just like the game plan, like first do the copy from Aiden's original thing with the black ad that they were originally supposed to be together.
Yeah. So I think the reason I'm suggesting is because those two are supposed to go hand in hand. It's not just about the creative. It's about the reason the ad works really well is because of the copy supplementing the creative. That's why I'm suggesting. I didn't know. I initially thought that's what you were doing.
Okay.
I didn't know that you were taking their creative and mixing with your old copy. And that makes sense why there's maybe a discrepancy there. It's kind of like you have like a banger suit at the top and then you wear pajamas at the bottom. It doesn't fit. It's supposed to be all together. That's why I'm suggesting what I'm suggesting.
Okay. And then that's the same thing for the story posts.
Like, what do you mean by that?
We're gonna use that. We're gonna test out the black ad and then the gray background one with that copy.
Well, yeah, well, that's the next round if we get there.
Oh, okay, so first the black copy, black ad.
And let's just see what happens there. And
And
then
that one's feed only.
you
Or
can
that one Advantage Plus.
So I would try actually. I've been doing more Advantage Plus, and it hasn't been working for me either. Actually, I don't know if I'm just cursed. What I would recommend doing is doing Facebook feed, Instagram feed, Facebook story, Instagram story. Do all 4 placements, and then let's reevaluate things here in like 2, 3 days. That's all. That's all I think you need to really worry about for now. And then from there, we'll see what the next steps are. My fingers are crossed that that just works.
Cool.
I think we spoke actually a little bit about it earlier, which is like let's try the black background the way it is. The next round will be we can try the star background ad, and then if that for some reason doesn't work, then we can start playing around with like your videos. The reason I'm suggesting this, by the way, is like I want to do what I know is proven.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the back is proven, I know the star is proven, and then we can try the video ad if neither of those two work for some reason. That's kind of the logic and rationale.
Makes sense. Okay.
Cool. What other questions you have, bro?
No real questions right now. My mind is like, I got another person coming in, so I'm not really locked in right now. But
Okay. Okay. That's all you need to know, bro. That's it. Don't
okay.
stress anything else. Don't worry. Just do that.
I'll be in and out here, so maybe I can catch afterwards. Maybe we can like um chat about other stuff. But that's all for me now.
Okay. When you say chat about other stuff, I'll let you go. But like, is there other stuff that was on your mind?
Nothing really on my mind, but a quick update. We launched again the 6-week challenge ads for downtown. So we just launched those back up again. I just told them, hey, like listen, I got this call center now, so it'll work again. And the whole month of October, we're pretty much gonna launch those, and I'm gonna be like documenting the whole thing as like a side thing for myself, just kind of like here I am, here's the proof, here's how I'm doing it, type of vibe.
Yeah, I like it. Dig it. And it's great. And it's a great idea. It's a very valuable asset that we'll be able to use inside of our funnel and put on YouTube and stuff like that for sure. So I dig
Yeah,
it. Cool.
cool.
All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna hang out for right just a little bit more, probably spend another maybe 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes just reviewing this and then call it a wrap. And just keep me posted tomorrow and the next day,
All
okay?
right, for sure. Thank you.
All right, so I'll just play a few more minutes and then I feel I feel like I have an idea where you kind of get through some stuff and then he's like, but what's the price? And then you cut to the chase. That's kind of what I'm guessing happens. Yeah.
Yeah. That you know how to do your job and you have great customer service because right you got the door knocking and everything. I have these clients, Curtis, and think you want to post, but you'll be able to see all that stuff. But yeah, I'll go ahead and pretty much share a system with you that we're using to help painting contractors close new clients on demand and collect an additional $30,000 per month. Now, it pretty much I have these clients, Curtis and McKinsey Hall. Have you heard of them?
I haven't.
So it's all good. I'll pretty much go through a case study with you. We met 4 years ago, right in the heat of COVID. So it's pretty tough, right? You got the door knocking and everything, just not too friendly when it comes to the door knocking. They were pretty much stuck in that contractor rat race, relying on, word of mouth and referrals. And that stuff is great, right? It shows this, you know how to do your job and you have great customer service because people are telling their friends and family about you if you're getting business. So the problem with that is it's not scalable, right? There's no way for you to predict, when you're going to get the next referral or anything like that. This is a picture.
Do you hear me on the phone? Sorry, but my son walked in.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I saw you doing that, so I just want to make sure,
Yeah.
you were hearing me. But this is a picture of them taking a picture, and they pretty much sent this to me in hopes of to look back at this picture as, they were to be successful, right? So they sent me this picture hoping that one day they could look back and be successful. And when we actually sat down and I discovered that they had no reliable system to generate high quality leads on demand, right? Stuck in a contractor rat race, working long nights and weekends to grow their company. Barely had time for family. I'm sure you can experience out there, right? They even tried Angie's, Thumbtack, Google.
So I like what you did there in terms of relating it to him. For the first like 2, 3 slides, you're not relating it to him, and he's just kind of like, But then when you threw that in there, you're getting him emotionally invested in. And so I saw you catch yourself. Well, that's good.
I was picking little things up from Cam, like the way I was like learning how to get the sales call, like to do the presentation slides was I started from the beginning because like I had real trouble in the beginning of the slides. Like I would just didn't know what the hell to say. Did the beginning, then I did like the end, like with all the price drop, and then I like ran through the story. So like I still have to kind of go through the story to get it better and put more words in there so that it makes the story more real. Because right now it's just the slides and I'm kind of like freestyling, so it's not the best.
As you're talking, I'm kind of looking at his body language for the first 3 slides. He's not really invested, and I can tell he's like I can tell like he's going to get impatient. And so my best piece of advice to you is if you want to, like, people love talking about themselves, bro. People love when you talk about themselves. People love when you talk about them. And so my advice to you is like just the whole time try to tie it to them. Not even maybe the whole time, but just like you got to pay attention to his body language and see when you're losing him. And the best way is like constantly making it about them, I think.
Yeah. Cam does a lot of that. He ties like almost every slide. He's like, "Hey, and I just, I'm gonna keep studying so that I can get it." So start
So
dropping it on him.
just that small little thing of like the family thing, and you saw his face light up. I could see you brought him right back in. It's just the whole time you need to keep him in, keep him in.
Okay.
SEO and even two other marketing agencies losing 15K in the process. Have you had any experience with Angie's thumbtack?
No, I stay away from him so far.
So you're doing good there. Good. What you just did there. You do over a slide and you bring them into it, get them in gate. That's fantastic. That's great.
Great job, great job. Most people they get started with Angie's or thumbtack, and sometimes they have success, but for the most part, they're fighting over
same leads as everybody else.
Same lead as everybody else. And it costs, right? And the cost for those leads, they go up, right? So losing 15K in the process, none of the strategies really work.
I wouldn't even say some people get results with Angie's List. I wouldn't even say that, bro, because you're giving him some hope. You just want to shit on it. It's like, cool, thank God. And so as you probably know, as you might know, I don't know if you know this, but all the leads are shared. Yeah, we don't do any of that. Your leads are exclusive to you. So again, you're tying it in, getting them engaged. Yeah.
We're crossing their fingers at the end of every month, hoping to rely on more word of mouth. And it's still, still hostage to this contractor, right? But most people are in fast forward until now.
So that part, I think you could tie to him is like, so they're relying on this and relying on that. As you said, you're in a place where things have slowed down for you because, your guy is out of town. And so you're at the mercy of them. So pretty similar experience I see. Just like for them, for you, I see this 9 out of 10 times. Fast forward to now, though, here's what things look like.
They sent me a photo when they were in Vegas, right? And I saw that they were doing pretty good. They were having a really great month. And I could put, sorry, fumbling my words here a bit, but no, I have a pretty good relationship with them. So I just wanted to give them a ring and see what was going on. So I'm like, they're crushing out here. They didn't answer, and they sent me back these photos. They were just saying that they were in Vegas. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I didn't believe it at first. They sent another photo with both of them in there. So I was like, oh, yeah, you're both in Vegas, right? And so what that let me know is that their associates were actually working on the.
I don't know if I would have said like I don't know. I didn't believe them. Why did you say that?
I was trying to I gotta work on this part of the story. I think I just need to make it easier. Like I was trying to freestyle, but I was making it seem like they were having a great month. I'm in my mind thinking that, they're in the area working the leads. And so I'm just like, reaching out to them to, congratulate them on a good month they're having. But they don't answer and they're in Vegas and the proof is these pictures. But like I was fumbling the story and I probably shouldn't say that. Like I was reaching out and all that shit, but
No. I just don't understand the believing part. It's like, why wouldn't you believe them? So here's how I would have said it. I would have said something along the lines of, and so, it's what's interesting about this photo is this was actually from February. And what I like to do is I like to just like do a regular check-in for you guys, especially when you guys have what's the word? You guys are hitting whenever a client hits a record month or they hit a new all-time high. And so they did. And so what I did is I actually reached out to them, want to just congratulate them. And he told me that he was out in Las Vegas. And to me, I was like, I didn't believe him at first. And the reason I didn't believe him is like I just saw all the leads coming in, they're constantly getting worked on. But then he sent me those photos of his wife. I was like, no, they're definitely out in Vegas. And so I guess at this point, I didn't even know, but they had basically brought on a full-time VSL, a full-time whatever, a full-time assistant. They had brought on somebody full-time that was actually working all the leads. So that was cool. That was a cool experience for me to see. So anyways, that's them in Vegas. So see how now the believability makes sense because like they're on Vegas, they're getting these, closing all these deals. So who the fuck is working the leads? Oh, they actually brought somebody on to work the leads. That's why they're on Vegas. Oh, that's how I would tie together. And then again, now you make it, it just makes sense. And yeah.
No, that was perfect. So I'll make sure I, listen back to this call. This is golden.
Actually, move off and have some quality time. This is just another text. Is the reason why they took that vacation. Curtis texted me. He said, just check my sales numbers, and he surpassed 260K. His goal was 300K. So he was crushing it. They ended up leaving me a Google review before I had got my page taken down. That's why I know how the experience with the Google. They're good to have, but once they start making those changes and things like that, if you get taken down, it's a pain to get back up. And ultimately, what they were saying in this Google review is it made such a difference for our company, our peace of mind, and extra time we can now spend with our family. Now Mackenzie's a stay-at-home mom now. Curtis ditched the tools to focus on growth in the bigger picture. He hired 2 sales reps, 2 project managers. One of those project managers replaced Mackenzie's job, so she's completely stay-at-home. She doesn't have to manage the project, and now on his way to $1 million business. Now you might be wondering, this all sounds great, but does it work for other painting contractors, right? And Matt Paterna did over 60K in 30 days with us, 5 weeks and 17 estimates, 3 pending follow-ups. He had 3 no's and 11 jobs signed over 60K. Eric Hickman, 974 in less than 60 days with us. Tim Kosterman, 30,238 in his first 30 days with us. And Taylor, he was a rock star. He's one of my favorite. When he got started, he was really, really struggling. He was a beast when it comes to sales, but he just really didn't know how to get more jobs, right? So he went a whole year only making like $45,000 in his business. He's getting ready to just hang it up. He's like, man, there's no way I'm gonna be.
So I feel like I can tell he's getting impatient because he's like kind of cutting you off as you're talking. He's like, yep. So here's how you would have prevented that. The very first few slides about Taylor and Mackenzie, you tie every slide to him. Okay, you tie every slide to him so that he's fully engaged. And then when you go into this one slide, which is like, well, how do I know it's going to work? It's like, so at this point, I've taken you through this journey of this couple. And you're probably wondering at this point, it's like, okay, well, have I nitpicked the story? Is it going to work for, does it work for other painters? Does it work for, will it work for me? Well, basically, you got Matt Paterno here who's did this. You got this person who did this. You got this person who did this, and you got this person who did this. You got this person. So now it's like I'm going through it so fast. The very first, so phase one, when I'm taking that story, is I'm taking my time with it and I'm tying it to him so he stays emotionally engaged. Then I'm like, so you might be wondering, well, like, is it going to work for me? Does it work for other painters? I nitpick that. Well, basically, here's the deal. This is this person who did this. This is this person who did this. Is this person who did this, and we got all these other people as well, right? So this person is up in the on the east side. This person is down in SoCal. This person's 32 years, whatever. So it works across it works across various different markets. So if you had done it that way, he's going to be more engaged, I think, and he's not going to lose his patience as much.
Did you get a chance to watch Jesse's testimonial?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
It was right.
Yeah, I sent Jesse's testimonial over to you. I didn't have to get. No worries. I can send that over again. That way you can check him out.
So again, we already talked about that. Like you wouldn't want to say that.
Yeah. But with that in mind, let me introduce you to the system that is helping these painting contractors get those kinds of results. And Easy Client on-demand system is what I like.
And so what could you have done as a transition? Again, I don't know that I have the right answer for you, but something along the lines of, so that being said, I know that that being said, let me go and share with you what I know you've been waiting for. I know about 5 minutes ago, you said to me that you weren't very clear on exactly how the system works. So I'm going to delve into that right now, and we'll sit here for as long or as little as you need in order for you to fully understand it. But basically, this is this is the system that is helping our painter contractor get the kind of results I just shared with you. See, I would have bridged that, I would have shared that. Again, what am I doing? I'm making it about him. I'm tying everything, you're paying attention so much to the discovery, so much to, so that when you get into this presentation, you can tie it back to him. It's like, hey, you said you had a question about this, so I'm going to go and finally share with you all the things. I'm going to finally share with you and clear up all those things that maybe you had a misconception about. And now it's going to draw him back in because you're making it about him.
No, yeah, I got it.
Easy Client on-demand system is what I like to call it. It all starts with our Facebook ad system, Painters Pro. We have client education ads. We got local celebrity ads. We also refresh the campaign when they dry up. That way, when leads, leads aren't coming in, things like that, we're always on top of it. Like I said, we'll know before you know, and we always keep our ads updated. So it all starts with the ad. You want to have a viral TikTok style video that just stops that scroller and grabs their attention.
Yeah.
And you got.
So yeah, I think that okay.
You did get a chance to watch the 50K in 90 days video. Okay, perfect. But yeah, we keep it really simple. Like that's literally the play that we use. It goes from the ad to the opt-in. Once they opt in this form, it goes to our nurture sequence, and all you have to do is book the estimates and close the deals. It's plain, sweet, and simple from there. And this is our.
So yeah, I can. There's something missing. He's like checked out. There's something on because earlier he said he was confused and he didn't understand. So why is he just saying okay now?
Right.
If he was really bought in and if he really wanted this thing, he's gonna ask you like, well, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, this is the part I was confused on. I feel like that would be natural behavior. And I think so when it comes to the Painters Pro ad system, you're saying we have special offer ads, client education ads, high quality client. I don't know what the hell this means. Local celebrity ads, new campaign ads. I don't know. You can leave this off. Something about refreshing when things don't work out, tailored to you. And yeah, you have to like specify. So basically, it's the Painters Pro Facebook ad system. And I think what I would have done, man, is I think you can maybe even play an ad, honestly.
Mm. Only usually because this is my first time like doing it with like the slides and having it like this. Usually when I get to this part, I do just show them the ad, but I didn't do it in this case because I've had the mechanism video doing that, so I didn't know if I was supposed to like do it twice. But in this case, I should have because he was like confused, or maybe it was more of so the CRM side for him too because he said like just to see how the whole system works. So maybe. I don't think I showed a CRM in I gotta watch. We'll figure it out.
I guess what I'm saying is like when it comes to the ad, you're saying special offer ads, client education ads. I don't know what that means. So for example, you say, if it were me, I would say something like, so basically our Painters Pro Facebook ad system uses high quality uses client education ads. So what I mean by that, Joseph, is that in our ads, we're typically teaching something, giving somebody something of value. So we might have, so typically we're on camera and we say this thing right here is blah blah blah, and what we're doing is we're educating people. And so what happens is it stops people from scrolling, and then people that are interested, they then watch the video and then they click on it and they have more know like trust with you. They have more trust. See, I'm making it make sense. I'm pulling shit out of my ass right now, but I'm making it make sense where he's like, oh, I understand what a client education ad is, and I understand why it would work well.
Right. I see what you're saying.
That's what I mean. Versus when you just say local celebrity, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know what that means. So now if I said, so what we do is we use local celebrity ads. And so in other words, what we're doing is we're putting John Cena in your videos. And the reason we put John Cena in your videos is because we know everybody and their mama knows John Cena. And so we put him in the ad and people are going to be more likely to stop. And then they click on it. There's already no like trust with you because that person has been associated with your brand. So I'm making it make sense. But I think the issue is like here, man, is like he's just not clear on it. And so if it were me, I think, like I said, let's just say you didn't change anything, you came here. Here's how what you could have done.
Attention. And you did get a chance.
So in terms of how it all works, again, there was that video that I gave you to watch, and it seems like you're still a little bit unclear. So just really quickly, basically what happens is there's an ad, just like the ad that I showed you here. And what happens is they come in here, I would hover over it. They click on the learn more button, which will then take them to an opt-in form. And this is what the opt-in form looks like. And then what we have is we have a conversation. Here's an example of a conversation. And that allows you to get to a place where you book an estimate. And then after you book an estimate, obviously you go in there, you close the deal. So I guess like, high level, that's what it is. But like, what part are you specifically confused on? And you got to sit here. That's what I think the mistake was. I think if you sat here and just spent 10 minutes really answering his question, making sure he's clear on it, then he's like, okay, makes sense. I'm sold. I think that was the issue. I think the big issue, bro, is like, yeah, it's the wife not being there, but the big fucking issue, like if I look at this whole thing, the big fucking issue is this. This is the issue. If I were to distill it down to one thing, he's just not clear. He's not clear on how the system works and how it's going to get him results.
Makes sense.
No.
Get a chance to watch the 50K 90 days video. Okay, perfect. But yeah, we keep it really simple. Like that's literally the play that we use. It goes from the ad to the opt-in. Once they opt in this form, it goes to our nurture sequence.
I don't think any of this other stuff really matters. I mean, I can review it, but like he's already just checked out, I think. He's already lost.
I could see you look at his face. He's just like, all right.
Ticket prices.
About 6,000.
About 6,000.
Yeah.
6,000. And
About 6,000 went 70%. But those aren't, these types of lead.
Margin 70%, which is really great.
I think
it's similar to like that thing I explained with Aiden, where Aiden's talking to that one guy and he's like, that one guy's like, Google ads?
Right, yeah.
Like that motherfucker's so lost. And it's because Aiden isn't crystal clear on explaining how the system and everything works. That's the issue that was for you, bro. And it's not even that's the issue. It's like he just didn't understand your video. And so you just have to spend more time explaining some shit to him. That's all it is. So I'll leave it here, bro. I'll leave it here for now. I'm sure I could actually there's not much. Yeah, I'll just keep going.
Do is book the estimates and close the deals. It's plain, sweet, and simple from there. And this is our ROI calculator. Really quick, I will pull this up just to kind of give you a breakdown of what the numbers will look like for you.
So I think again, this is a nitpicky thing, right? I don't think this is necessarily right or wrong. Cool, man. So let's just say theoretically you sat there, okay? Let's just say theoretically we go back in time, you sit here for 10, 15 minutes, and you can tell by his body language he fully understands it, right? He understands how the system works, okay? So it's like, okay, makes sense. He says, yeah, cool. You feel good about it now? Yeah, cool. All right, man. Well, basically the next slide, man, what I like to do is I like to actually do a little bit of exercise where I actually like run through real life numbers, right? You understand how the system works, but like realistically, what can you expect in terms of numbers and profits? So remember earlier in the day, earlier in the conversation, you said, 50K in 90 days. So let's actually like work the numbers and you actually see for yourself why you would make the 50K in 90 days. And so what I've got here is I've got don't worry about what's in it. Sorry, I'm like stumbling over my words here. So I know that this might look like witchcraft voodoo, but what we're going to do is we're just going to plug in a few numbers, and then you're going to be able to realistically see what you're going to be able to take home at the end of each month. Make sense? He says, yeah. And then you go through the exercise.
All right. Do you see the screen here? Yeah. Perfect. All right. So what would you say your average ticket price is?
About 6,000.
About 6,000?
Yeah.
6,000. And well, I'm gonna do.
So I think, yeah, you want to set it up, right? Just the way I just set it up. You want to set it up. He's like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, so what I want to do is I want to walk you through, we're going to plug a few numbers in, and you're going to be able to see based off of these numbers that we're going to plug in, what you should really be taking home. And I'm going to give you a base case. I'm going to give you an optimistic case. I'm even going to give you a worst case. This way you have all your bases covered. Okay, makes sense? He says, yeah, cool. So first thing we want to start with is the average ticket of your service. What are you typically charging? I know there's, some high end, some low end, but what would you say is the middle? 6,000, cool, man.
The low end, we're going to guarantee you a bare minimum of 15 leads per month. And what would you say your profit margin is?
So you did good there. So I can tell he's engaged, right? Just the way he said, okay, when you said 15, that was important to him.
On the 6,000.
Usually about on a $6,000 job, when I have two guys in my, I would say I'm taking about 70% of it. So 30% is going to materials and labor.
Okay. About right, 30% there. Is that what I'm hearing?
70%.
Oh, you said 70% profit margin.
Yeah.
70%. Wow, awesome. And
So don't say that. Don't say it. You're like, wow, you sound so fucking surprised. No, you're not surprised. You've done this a billion times. So what you would say is, okay, cool. So when he says 30%, then you go into cool. That's pretty much what we're seeing across the board. Really anywhere between 60 to 80%. So you actually fall so 70% right within range that I expect. Cool. So why? Why? Because you're an expert. You're not fucking surprised. You've done this a bajillion times.
I know you've only been doing it for about 3 months, but what would you say your close rate would be like if you were to sit in front of, let's say,
Let's leave it at 30% to be.
We can be safe at 30%. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, right now, all the leads that I've had and every job that I went out and I bid on, there's only been one that I didn't close on. So, but those aren't, these types of leads. These are, callbacks.
Right. Absolutely. That's why we've got the training and everything on the back end to help you close more of the leads that are coming in, because they are completely different type of leads. But just listening to how you sound, I know you'll be great on the phone, and your personality is great. So when you meet them,
Thanks,
I can tell you're closing them up. They'll like you right away. But just based on your numbers here,
Yeah, you could have said some other things. I like what you said in terms of like his energy. So you're like, I mean, I don't think you needed to go super in depth on that. I think it's okay. I just think it's your delivery of it. Like you seem great on the phone, da da da. I don't know. He could tell that you're bullshitting him. I just feel like I feel like that's some kind of shit that you would say like, bro, you don't fucking know me. You don't know myself. Like, how do you know? Versus you could say something along the lines of 30%. Yeah, 30% makes sense. I'll leave at 30%. And the reason for that is typically what I'm actually seeing is 30% is the industry standard close rate. Most people, if you're getting 30%, below 30%, you're at like 20%, 10%, you can still make things profitable with that. I've seen some sharks, some killers at 35, 40%, but really 30% what we should be aiming for. I would say 3 out of 10 people are going to be buyers. That being said, I do want to do a worst case scenario, putting it down to 20%, and I do want to do a higher end scenario where at 40%, just kind of play around with the numbers, kind of see what things are looking like. That being said, for 30%, we'll leave it here for now.
Average ticket is about 6,000 and your profit margin 70%, which is really great. If you were to get 15 leads at a 30% closing ratio, you're doing about 4.5 customers. 27,000 is what you'll be seeing in revenue, and profit would be 18.9. And that's now let's say this is low end because this is bare minimum. Now you can get about 50. Well, we can do 35. See 35. And now you're looking at 10 new customers, 63,000 and 44,000, right? And right, absolutely. And this is the beauty of it, because once you are bringing in these type of projects, you'll be able to, if you need to bring in another contractor or subcontractor like yourself, why not? If they're going to be coming every single month, you can just keep scaling, right? Not easy, like yourself.
So what I would have done, I think, Righteous Bro, is like, I mean, is this what Cam does? He goes from 15 to 33 or something? Like he increases, he doesn't play around with these numbers. He plays around only this number.
I think I did start playing around with the close rate, and I didn't play with a profit margin, but I did play around with the close rate number and the amount of leads he was getting.
Okay, so I think the way Cam does it, here's the part you missed out. You didn't set it up, right? So the way Cam does it, he does 15, and then he goes into, so that being said, 15, this is like the base case. So the base case you can expect is 27 and 18.9. Again, this is what we guarantee. We absolutely guarantee this. That being said, let's be a little bit more optimistic. I want to give you more of a, actually, no, it's not. This is not the base case. So 15 is pretty much the worst case. That's me really sandbagging things. What I'd like to do now is I want to kind of give you more of a base case, what I actually expect. So instead of getting you 15, what we'd actually probably give you is more along the lines of 35, especially if you're going to be spending 30 to $50 per day on ads. So let's go and see what the numbers look like. And then you erase it and then you put in 35. And then like, cool. So at 35, again, we're going to assume a 70% profit margin, and we're going to assume a 30% close rate. I don't see why that should decrease or increase, assuming you're being consistent with follow-up, consistent with closing. Then that's going to take our revenue to this, and that's going to take this. Does that make sense? So I think it's just setting it up. You didn't set it. You just plug the number in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I didn't set
it up next.
Yeah, I got to set it up a lot better.
Why are you putting in 35, right? So again, moving forward, the first number you put in, say that's a sandbag number, right? You're sandbagging it, that's on a low end. And then you say, let me go and put this more along the lines of a base case number. And then you're gonna put in 35.
Okay. That makes,
At a 30% closing ratio, you're doing about 4.5 customers. 27,000 is what you'll be seeing in revenue, and profit will be 18.9, because this is bare minimum. Now you can get about 50. Well, we can do 35. See 35. And now you're looking at 10 new customers, 63,000 and 44,000, right? And
see, here's why I know you didn't set it up correctly. Is I'm looking at his face, I'm looking at his body language. if you set this up correctly, his eyes should light up a little bit. Whoa, holy fuck, that's a lot of money. And I didn't see any of that from him. I didn't see any of that emotion from him.
Right, absolutely. And this is the beauty of it, because once you are bringing in these type of projects, you'll be able to, if you need to bring in another contractor or subcontractor like yourself,
Yeah.
Why not? If they're going to be coming in every single month, you can just keep scaling, right? Now you see how it can work out for you. Now, let's just say, even if you weren't closing at that 30%, right? Because these are internet leads, they're not like your referrals, so they're not as hot. Even if you were at a 20% closing ratio, even if you got the bare minimum number of leads, you're still at 18 revenue and then 12.6 on the profit. And that's like worst case scenario, which I know you'll crush it, but I just wanted to give you a general idea of what the numbers look like.
This is on top of what I'm already doing. So I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, on top of what.
So I can see that what you just did there. I know it resonated with them because you're seeing he's moving and he's actually fucking talking. I know what you just said worked. So whatever you said there, it worked.
What you're already doing, and we don't do any commit.
So maybe you do the sandbag case, then you do the optimal case, then you go. Now that being said, I want to give you one more scenario. I want just for shits and giggles, I want to give you like the absolute worst case, and then you do this.
I got you.
Or pay per lead. So anything you close on these projects, 100% yours. So
I get the idea of how this is. You're asking for anywhere between $35 to $50 a day. I'm jumping ahead a little bit just because I have to leave in about 10 minutes.
no worries.
I'm more than interested. I know that this is something that I want to do. I'm going to just discuss it with my wife, but I need to have hard numbers.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
if I'm depositing a certain amount of money onto my Facebook or connecting a card, that's another thing. Like, because right now with Facebook ads, you have to have a card connected to it. Would that be my card?
Yeah, it'd be your card.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you guys would set it to a daily limit of $35 or $50 a day, and then you would let it run. Okay. So what's your profit on it? What's your cost for doing that business for me?
Great question. Great question. I know since you only had 10 minutes, I definitely don't do this, but
I do again. I'm
before
very, very business savvy, very like cut and dry kind of too.
No, I completely get it, man. I'm the same way. Before I just dive into pricing, I'll run through these really quick just so you can get a review of.
Yeah, this is a little bit tough. I don't know 100% what to say other than like I feel like it's your frame, it's your energy, and like Jorge ran into this a few times, and he was able to like say, "Yeah, man, I'm happy to go over that. That's really the purpose of the next call. We'll break all that stuff down." And I think it is imperative that your wife is here for us to all discuss that. That's probably one of the more important things that we need to discuss. I'm rambling. I'm fucking stumbling over my words right at this point, but I don't know. All the main thing to understand is just like, yeah, we want to break this up. You don't want to be going over this stuff right now. And the rest of this, I've already watched it. And I know what you do. You go over this and you skip past this because you're already a little bit nervous and worried about like stepping on his toes in terms of time, and then you're kind of speed running it. So, yeah. So there's not much I can give you here other than like until you slow down and you do it the right way, I can actually give you feedback. But because you're skipping a bunch of steps and everything, I can't give you much feedback other than like don't skip steps.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, bro, you're not like really skipping steps, okay? Like remember how Aiden, he was just like all over the place freestyling and shit and just like making shit up. You're not doing that. You're actually going and saying what you need to be saying. You're doing good. You're doing good, bro. It's small things. It's small things. It's your energy, your deliverability of it's that's what it is, man. That's what I'm. But overall, I mean, whenever I do these reviews, they always sound like doom and gloom because I always give people a shit ton of feedback. I'll give Riviere a bunch of feedback on even on the ones that he closed $1,500 deal with. I'll give him feedback on that. It'll sound the same. It always sounds like doom and gloom. But honestly, like I'm very pleased that you're getting all the small details. You're not missing out on details.
That's what I struggled on a lot. Like in the beginning was like the small details. I'm like, I realize how important that stuff is because if you don't get the reaction that you need, like, or if you don't even know like what reaction you're supposed to be getting, you don't know if you're doing it the right way. So like these calls help out a lot. That's why I was like my confidence went all the way up because I was just like in the dark in terms of like what I was doing and what I should be saying and stuff like that. So
I hope this is giving you some clarity. If I were to kind of go in order, the big things that jumped out at me is you've kind of gone over some of the questions you should tweak and add and remove here.
yeah.
I think spending a little bit more time here, trying to get some emotion, get some body language going here. That's a big thing. Try to get something going on here instead of talking for them, let them talk a little bit. You can act completely confused. I mean, it doesn't really like, hey, can you remind me of the specific I think I heard you and I think it was this, but can you take them back to that place? Take them back to that place of being emotional. Because then when they are emotional, what's going to happen is now you're going to be able to jump into the story here, bro. And when you jump into the story and you can relate it to them, because now they're in a state of they've visited, they're emotional now again a little bit, they've opened up a little bit, and this whole time you're getting them even more emotional. You keep tying it back to them, tying it back to them, tying it back to them. So that's the second big tip I can give you. And then once you're done tying it back to them, then it's this whole part is rapid fire. This person did this, this person did this, this person did this, this person did this. And not only that, all these people have gotten results too, and they're all so different, that various different markets. So that's my other tip to you. This part, it's hard for me to give you a tip here because the problem here is he's just fucking confused. And so this is kind of a one-off situation. I don't think your video is bad. I could rewatch your mechanism video. I don't think it's bad. I think maybe he's just the kind of person that needs a little bit more education on exactly how ads work. There's something that was missing here. There's something that's missing here. So my other big piece of advice to you is that the future calls that you have, make sure they are crystal fucking clear on how your shit works. Okay. That's a big problem Aiden ran into. This is why he didn't buy, bro. This is why. This is ultimately why. And so sometimes, I mean, if you've seen my sales calls, I think I've seen you a few. You know, what am I doing? I'm pop quizzing people. I'm like, okay, so what is phase one? What are we doing? What is phase two? Why is it important? Do you remember those from my sales calls?
Yeah, I still have with Jeremy's on there.
Okay. Do you
So
remember? Do you get it? Do you remember what? Do you know what I'm talking about though? In terms of the sales call part where I pop quiz people.
I have to go back and check it out.
So
But I think you talked about that on like a coaching call though. As that's like on the mechanism part where you just pop quiz them on like maybe the first part, like the ad or um is that what
so
you're talking about?
what I'm talking about is like, so for me, it's for me from okay, so from basically from because I run a coaching program, bro, it's a little bit different. But like from 140.
So we're gonna lock this for you as well. So this is Dion Freeze myself, right? You always are gonna have why? You want to know what the heck you're talking about. And so when you go out and you build the funnel from A to Z and you launch the ads, which again, I don't think it's gonna take long, 7 days. Most people get done with about 3 or 4 days. Very simple. By following the directions within the course. And then you launch the ads. You're gonna see how the entire system works from A to Z. Once you see how the system works from A to Z, you're gonna be able to have a conversation with, your personal injury lawyer, your gyms, dentist, and you're gonna be able to explain things from A to Z. If they ever ask you a question, you're gonna be thrown for a loop, right? So this is very similar to phase one. It's just getting educated. By doing, you said something about watching and doing. By doing, you're gonna get educated. Learn how all this stuff works. Okay. So pop quiz. What are we doing? Why are we doing it? How long is it gonna take you? 7 days building the.
That's what I mean. So I'm making sure this motherfucker understands. So I do this throughout the whole thing. Phase one, phase two, phase three. This is like fucking 30 minutes, bro.
Okay.
So for you, I'm not necessarily saying you need to spend 30 minutes. What I'm saying is like you need to make sure he understands this. Your shit is much easier and simpler to explain than my shit because I got to explain a fucking 6-month program. You just got to make sure that they crystal clear understand this. And so if you need to pop quiz, you pop quiz, right? So it's like this is how it works. So pop quiz, Joseph, really quick. I want to see how close you're paying attention. When it comes to ad, what specific formula do we use when it comes to ad? And he's gonna mumble. You're gonna say, well, use something with a person there, and then you clarify. So what we use, Jeremy, is we use this, and sorry, Joseph, what we do is we use, TikTok stars within our ads, and the reason for that is this and that, this, and then he's like, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he'd be like, cool. So, all right, in that case, let me just double check here. What specifically do we have on our opt-in form? What exactly are we doing there? So on the opt-in, it's a basic page. You click name. Yep, good job. And then the AI nurture. What's the purpose of that? What are we doing there? I'm not saying it the best way. You can practice it. You can do whatever. My point is, you're being playful with it, and you're having this interaction with him to make sure he fucking understands. If he understands, he will buy from you. Or it's not he's gonna buy from you. It's a much higher likely chance he's gonna buy from you. If he does understand, he's definitely not gonna buy from you. That's the guarantee. If he doesn't fully understand it, he's definitely never gonna buy.
Yeah, for sure. We see that.
It's the bare minimum. They got to make sure that you got to make sure that they understand this. So that's my other big tip to you. We talked a little bit about this. This is just about, being engaging, setting it up properly.
Yeah. Yep.
From the first one to the second one to the third one. I think you did good for the first one. I think you did good for the third one. You didn't do good for the second one because it was just like, why put in 35? Just gotta set that up a little bit better.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And then this one, I'm not going to run through this. The next time you get a sales call and you get through all this, I'll review one of these for you. But I think you get it. Like from what I saw, you get it. You go over. So basically, here's what's gonna happen. Give me a hell yeah. And I know you felt awkward even saying that. I saw it in your face because you're
Yeah, because like I was like, I didn't even mean to say that because like I already knew where I was at in terms of
because you
like
didn't set this up earlier of the hell yeah, hell no, which is what made this awkward for you.
yeah, I skipped over it. So I was like, yeah, I felt real awkward on that part. But I'm like, fuck it, just keep going, man, keep going. Man.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's because this is your first experience. Now you know in the future, it's like if you skip that, this is gonna be fucking weird. Um, I don't. I noticed with Cam, he like does this transact thing where he sends a link. I don't know. I always take them to a sales page to buy. But I don't know. I don't really have thoughts on that too much. If it works for him, it should work for you. And then yeah, you just get past this stuff right here. I understand why. It probably would just feel too awkward, but moving forward, you definitely want to go over this. And then this one, you want to take some time with it. Um, yeah, I don't have much more I can give you for this call that I think would be beneficial for you to help you out. I think we went over a lot of the stuff here.
No, that was definitely a lot of help for sure.
Yeah, helps. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, Righteous? You're getting there, bro. You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
You're saying you're doing you're getting the small steps. I know you get it. You're memorizing, and I'm super impressed. Hand to God, I'm fucking impressed with all because I know there's so many small details and you're getting it. For you, it's just delivery. It's just your energy delivering it. You just need to do a line of Coke before your sales call. That's all. I'm just,
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
would
kidding.
be crazy.
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
need a shot will work for sure. I
Maybe,
feel like I could close 5 deals.
yeah. If that works for you, I'll get you a bottle of Jack Daniels for your birthday.
My fault, bro. But
You're okay. You're good.
yeah, I'm that's why my confidence was going up. Cause I could see myself progressing. Cause I know though there was some calls I was on. I didn't even want to review them. I'm like, dude, it's hard to watch yourself be that terrible. I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying some of the stuff I'm saying, man. Like,
Okay. And you know what, bro? It's that I take accountability because I didn't realize I I know that reviewing calls will be beneficial. I just didn't know how beneficial they would be until we started doing them, 2, 3 weeks ago. And I'm seeing you guys change so much. And so that's on me for not doing these sooner. So, you know, you don't know what to look out for until you do some of these calls, and I'm kind of here with you. I'm like, oh no, here's what it's supposed to be. So it's okay. It's okay. Looking at those old calls and you fumbling, that's okay. It's not. But right now, moving forward, I know that you're going to make some of these changes. You're going to make some of these tweaks based off of our reviews, and I think the more we do, and more reps you get in, you'll be good, and you're making a lot of big strides.
yeah, I can feel it. I feel like this week is the week we're gonna get some closes.
Good,
We're gonna
good.
speak it into existence. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like hearing
Oh
that.
yeah, I appreciate you for clearing that Google side of it up too. That that part was huge as well. Cause it was that part and the mechanism part. Like if I get those two things right, I feel like that's a deal closed. Oh well, moving the call to later. Those three things right and
Those things would have helped you out tremendously with this specific guy and this specific guy.
yeah, this guy for sure.
Yeah, those could have been the things that like make or break it. Um, Another thing though, just so you know, is I do actually think Google Ads might be better than Facebook ads for painters.
Hmm.
I actually like just between me and you. And the reason I say that is like I watched a video like Flipstart or Jumpstart or something on YouTube, and it was talking about this guy that has a painting business and he does like 4 million a year. And he went through a coaching program, obviously, and he says that a majority of their spend is on Google and a minority of the spend is on Facebook. So they spend like 15,000 a month on Google and like 5,000 a month on like Facebook.
I wonder if they're because like all I keep coming across like it's called like a job site like marketing play. And they teach painting contractors if they have like a job to go out and just market to that neighborhood that they're out there and teach them how to like get Google reviews. So if like that's just like a play that they're all doing, but to drive traffic to the Google page, and that's probably why it's like blowing up. Because if they're taking the Facebook leads that they're getting and they're turning those jobs, one job into 5 jobs, and if they're driving traffic to the Google page for reviews, it just probably all ties together for them. But like none of them really do like a job site marketing play when they're out there. So I wonder if that's like one play that they could be using to help like reviews.
How did you learn about this?
Um, Tritus is a company that like runs ads for painters. They're like a coaching program. I jumped into like a school community, a couple of them, and I've seen the same thing, this little job site marketing play, but they were the first ones I came across.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so once you figure out your sales and everything, that's definitely something you're gonna want to learn to get better results for your clients. You're definitely gonna want to learn something like that. So
Yeah.
that, Google Ads, definitely like those things may definitely like help painters out a lot. So, but that's down the road. Right now, we just got to focus. Right now, we just got to focus on your sales, getting you some deals closed, and once you're consistently closing, then we can worry about those next steps. So.
Yes, sir.
Um, but yeah, remember, shoot me a message, give me an update in terms of your numbers, where you're at with things right now.
Oh yeah. Yep, I'll shoot that over to you too.
Cool. Um, Rivier, you got anything, man? You got any questions, comments, concerns before I let you guys go? Cool.
Revere's just been hanging out.
I'm good. No, no, for sure. There's stuff that when you were notating stuff that for righteous that I'm like, shit, man, I need to be doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely things I was notating. So
Good. Yeah. So you're next, Riviera. I'm gonna review one of yours next. So
yeah, next one, yeah, I'll send in a good one.
I'd
Or
like to
a bad one, I guess. Whatever gets the best constructive feedback that allows me to.
best constructive feedback is going to be one in which you feel like you did a great job and you feel like should have been a close but was not a close. Those are the best ones. Is like you feel like if you know right at the get-go, like you fucked up, all I'm going to tell you is you fucked up. You already know you fucked up. The ones that I feel like are the most that give people the most value is the ones where you feel like you did a good job and you think it should be a close and you don't know. And I can kind of like look behind the curtain and be like, okay, here's where you actually fucked up. And you're like, oh, I see now. That's where you're gonna get the most value.
Yeah.
One of those.
I just needed one little thing or one tweak or a couple things for sure. Okay, yeah, hopefully I can get a new one soon. If not, maybe an old one, but whatever it is, I'll see if I can get a new one at least.
Let's try to do a new one because you've sat on a few of these reviews, so I'm sure again you're making notes and you're gonna apply that in the future. So I'd like to see
Yeah.
apply that and then see how that works out for you. So
Mhm.
and then again, keep me posted in terms of like what you learn on YouTube this week, and let's try to increase the LTV.
For sure. For
Jorge,
sure.
Jorge, you got anything for me, bro? All right, he's out swinging
Okay.
deals. So, all right, I'll see you guys next week.
All right.
All right.